Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. on Friday, September 11th. Today, Baton Rouge expect to see thunderstorms with a high of 91. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, Hunt Palmer of the LSU Sports Radio Network joins us at 7:30. SEC Network analyst Cole Cubelic stops by at 8:30. And the Yacht Father Jimmy Yacht, Ben Mintz, and Megan Making Money will square off at 9:30. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch the show live on YouTube at 1045 ESPN channel. Interact in the Bayou 4 chat. And make sure to subscribe to the Off the Bench YouTube channel for new content posted there daily. Set your notifications. Hour number 1 of OTB starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Off at it off the bench, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio in New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria, online, 104.5ESPN.com. We're on your smart speakers this morning. Remember, you can hit us on YouTube if you want to chat with us. Open up the Bayou Ford chat app inside YouTube. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Baton Rouge native, former Catholic High, LSU standout. What an NFL debut.
I mean,
Flashes to 225 after his first touchdown. Does it get any better?
to have as much pressure as Clyde did going into that game last night, and then to come
loose.
I mean, to come through,
loose.
he just looked so loose. But to come through in the way that he did, I mean, that hype train's going to only have more steam. I mean, before the game, Louis Riddick, who's about to be on Monday Night Football, is out there talking about how he took Clyde number 1 overall in the ESPN draft. First player off the board. And look at our guy now. Number 1 overall.
Wow.
And look at our boy now. And how damn scary do the Kansas City Chiefs look? I mean,
Mahomes only threw for 237.
he slept walk and threw for 237 and 3 TDs. It was so chill. He was like, wait, I have a running back now? Like, we can actually just kind of lean on this, use a little clock.
Like Collinsworth said, don't let the Kansas City Chiefs get a run game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It just, I got goosebumps just for Clyde, for football being back. The NFL is just, it's just such good football. I mean, right, I was kind of flipping back and forth. I was watching a little Miami and UAB, which college football's a different inning. I get it. But there is, the quality of football in the NFL is just spectacular, and it was on display with Clyde last night. Man, how much did you miss watching those Clyde jump cuts? On that touchdown, he broke that safety down. I mean, he
did everything on that touchdown run.
That's it. He's just lucky he caught himself.
Ran through a tackle and then sprinted away. I mean, he showed it all.
How about, the running through a tackle? How about the truck stick at the end when he almost got his second touchdown? Which I entered the sad fantasy realm of, like, I was playing against him, and so I was like, no, go down. And then I hate being that guy, but yeah, I know. But you know what I did do in fantasy this year? I tied my fate to Pat Mahomes, and that's a good feeling, having an excuse to watch him every Sunday.
Yeah. Here are your headlines as we recognize the 19th. Is it the anniversary? Is that, I mean...
I guess you could just, anniversary.
Just remembering September 11th. I think everybody, when you hear that day, 9/11, I mean, it's 9/11/20, so 19 years ago this morning, United States of America was rocked, literally. And I think everybody will remember, if you were alive for that day, where you were and how you took the news. So we just want to remember 9/11 here today on this Friday. As we get into sports. Here are your headlines on September 11th, 2020.
Headlines on Off the Bench.
Baton Rouge native, former Catholic High and LSU standout Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran for 138 yards on 25 carries last night and 1 touchdown. And the Kansas City Chiefs began their defense of their championship by beating the Houston Texans 34-20 on Thursday Night Football before about 17,000 inside Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes threw for 211 and 3 scores. Darrell Williams had 7 carries for 23 yards. He also had 2 catches for 7 yards. And Tyrann Mathieu led Kansas City with 8 tackles. Here is Clyde Edwards-Helaire last night talking about his NFL debut.
Completely epic. Still pretty much have butterflies, still kind of shaking from it. Ultimately, I mean, I was just in the place that I felt like I needed to be. I felt like home on the field, Chiefs Kingdom. Everything just felt natural. So I'm just excited. I'm happy to continue this run that we have going. This league is about wins, so one win under our belt.
So we're talking about pressure, right? And when I was just talking about it, I approached it from kind of the societal standpoint, the public pressure, right? That he was getting just from like us, the prognosticators. But think about the pressure of being Patrick Mahomes' hand-picked first-round pick, right? Because as the story goes, on draft night, they call up Mahomes like, hey, who do you want at 32?
I think he called them.
Okay, well, yes. So he calls them and says, I want the kid from LSU, Clyde. I want the running back. And I couldn't help but be struck last night in how much sense that makes. Because if you watch Clyde, it's the exact same stuff he was doing last year. These zone reads against the light box because Kansas City spreads you out. It just looks so similar. I think I saw something that like 80% of his runs or something along those lines were against light boxes, so like 6 men or less. And I just couldn't, like, that's exactly what he saw all last year at LSU. And so when he's talking about comfortability, I think you could see that very directly.
NFL got kicked off last night with Kansas City defeating Houston 34-20, and the story all over national news this morning is Baton Rouge native Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We'll talk more about it coming up here on Off the Bench. Drew Brees is the NFL's all-time leader in yards passing with 77,416 and touchdown passes with 547. Tom Brady is second in both of those categories. They meet this Sunday, 3:25. We think it's in the Superdome. Mayor Cantrell yesterday, Latoya, I don't know, are we going to play football in New Orleans, Danny? Are they going to play or not? Tulane's practicing and hitting. They don't know anything about it. They can't play high school football, and the Saints are scheduled to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3:25 on Sunday. Sean Payton met with the media yesterday and was talking about Baton Rouge native, former Texas standout Malcolm Roach, who made the 53-man roster.
Well, his physicality, his athletic ability, it was really, look, it'd be hard to say it was apparent early because of the way we staged into training camp this year. But I thought he did a number of things well. He's a strong player. We think he's got good movement skills. And he was one of those guys that picked up, obviously, what we're doing very quickly. And he was one of those guys that made an early impression.
Malcolm Roach makes the final 52 final 53 for the New Orleans Saints. As we said, they'll start 3:25 on Sunday. We'll have a pregame show for you, 11:30 on Eagle 98.1, kicking off on Sunday morning. Charlie Hannegriff and I will be co-hosting that together. Football Scoop is proud to announce that Tommy Moffitt is the 2019 Football Scoop Strength and Conditioning Coach of the Year, which was presented by AstroTurf as selected by prior winners. The 2019 campaign was Moffitt's 20th at LSU and a time in which they collected his 3rd national championship since being the strength coach at in Baton Rouge.
It is no coincidence that this golden age of LSU football that we have lived in for the last 2 decades perfectly coincides with Tommy Moffitt's arrival. I firmly believe in my heart that is the best coach I have ever played for. And I am not exaggerating. I take the lessons that he drilled into my head into every single day of my life. Just yesterday, I hit my wife with the prior preparation prevents poor performance. I mean, he's unbelievable. So well-deserved, Coach Tommy Moffitt. Couldn't happen to a better coach.
Liam Shanahan, who's the starting center for LSU going into the opener, was asked yesterday at media availability about the rest of the offensive line.
Dare's really kind of a freak athletically. I'm really excited to see him playing on Saturdays. He's got a great work ethic too, and he's really he's been impressive to watch so far. And same goes with Chasen. I think that we really have a lot of talent in the offensive line room. And kind of like you said, what we've been doing is just really trying to get in a rhythm and a groove together, being able to work in unison as a group of 5. And, we still got to attack every day. We got about a little more than 2 weeks before the first game, and we really got to take advantage of every day that we have until then to really get going together as a cohesive unit.
Anthony Davis had 29 points and 12 boards last night. LeBron finished 1 assist shy of a triple-double, and the Los Angeles Lakers topped the Rockets 110-100 on Thursday night to take a 3-1 lead in their Western Conference semifinals. James had 16 points, 15 boards, and 9 assists for the Lakers. Today's NBA matchups, Denver and the Clippers. The Clippers can close out that series as they lead 3-1 there. And then Game 7 between Boston and Toronto tonight. That'll be an 8 o'clock kickoff, as that will be a closeout game in that Eastern Conference semifinal. T-Bob mentioned a college football game last night. De'Aaron King made his debut for the Miami Hurricanes, and he looked pretty good. 31-14 winners for the Hurricanes. He threw for a touchdown and ran for a touchdown. Did De'Aaron King after transferring over from the University of Houston last season.
He looked all right. Miami looked all right, but I don't know. It's either UAB's better than I thought in the way that they hung with Miami, or Miami's worse than I thought. And if you just look at recent Kane history, I have no problem leaning towards the latter.
Those are your headlines, what's trending here on Off the Bench. We'll talk more college football coming up with Cole Cubelic in the second hour today. Hunt Palmer will stop by here at 7:30 this morning. Clyde Edwards-Helaire looking all over our TVs here in the studio.
He's everywhere.
The reaction from last night's Thursday night football game, the opening game of the NFL season, is all centered around Clyde Edwards-Helaire and his performance last night.
Right behind Clyde, and we'll get to talk about it, but the second biggest star of the night was who? Andy Reid's face mask. Andy Reid's faceplate was out of control last night.
True mouth breather.
I immediately, after the game, went into the shower to try to put myself in Andy Reid's shoes, and I'm like looking through the shower glass, and I'm trying to watch football through the glass. He's a beast, dude. He's an animal.
Bill O'Brien's looked uncomfortable, too. The black mask, it was like covering up his whole face almost.
Bill O'Brien has a lot more to answer for than his mask after last night's performance.
But, no. Typical Bill O'Brien story, right?
Yeah, I know.
They missed DeAndre Hopkins, for sure.
And so then the take becomes, and let's explore this next, will LSU miss Jamar Chase in a similar fashion?
Coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Brought to you daily by AccuTemp. Remember, over at AccuTemp, it is service to the highest degree, the official air conditioner and heating service for LSU athletics. They're locally owned here in Baton Rouge and have been for nearly 20 years. They are committed over at AccuTemp to offering every customer the service to the highest degree from the first call to the install. AccuTemp offers preventative maintenance programs to clean and maintain your unit to ensure the longevity of your air-conditioned unit. Get in touch with them this morning online at AccuTempBR.com. AccuTemp, service to the highest degree.
AccuTempBR.com. 4.9 Google rating with over 1,200 reviews. Normally when you see a rating that high, it's like 10, 20. But no, what that means is that AccuTemp customers are consistently satisfied. And it's not hard to see why, right? I mean, they'll actually send you pictures and bios ahead of time of who is coming in your home. You know exactly who to expect. The quality of the work is top-notch. Why would you go anywhere else? Go to AccuTempBR.com today.
Off the Bench, hanging with Esther and Hanny. After further review and more are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big VM.
Hey, it's Kate Voisin. Join us Friday night at 6 for the Lake After Hours Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep School Board Show. Our guests include LHSA Executive Director Eddie Bonine, Denham Springs Head Football Coach Brett Beard, EA's Darnell Lee, and more. Friday night at 6, live from Walk-Ons in Town Center on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Ole Miss wanted to do something nice. They want to honor healthcare workers.
Yeah.
They ended up putting a porn star on the cups.
Well, that's one of Mr. Sin's many jobs. He is also a doctor, a CEO, a secretary, a mailman.
So he's an actor.
A cook. I don't know. He looks pretty convincing in all these videos. If he's acting, I couldn't tell. Yeah, he's a modern day Renaissance man, and I'm happy to see Ole Miss honor the those among us who have given the most to those fellow men. And trust me when I say Dr. Sins gives quite a bit, quite a lot. He's a big giver.
How does that happen at that level? I mean, to me, for that to clear as many people and you know the bureaucracy that resides on college campuses to make any type of decision, this probably had to go through 3 or 4 departments, through 5 or 6 figureheads, and it makes it all the way to the public to see, like, Arkansas, LSU, people reacting to this on social media is...
Well, I mean, have you ever watched his work with housewives, depressed housewives? I mean, he heals people all over the country.
The bit's over. I'm talking about how does this get out of Ole Miss's athletic office?
Well, that's easy. It's the internet. Anytime you let the internet decide stuff, you end up with stuff like this. It's how the internet was pushing for Ole Miss's mascot to be Admiral Akbar from Star Wars. It's how, where was that boat? There was some big boat that had to be named. And they're like, oh, let's do an internet competition. And it literally ended up getting named Bodie McBoatface. So the point is, don't trust the internet with any decision-making. Ole Miss loves this.
Yeah.
This cup has gotten more run now. This is right in the
true.
Lane Kiffin brand.
Yes.
This is the new loose Ole Miss. They love having Dr. Sins represent him.
I agree with that.
And I like it too for life. I like Dr. Sins.
The only thing that could have made this better is if it happened at Texas A&M, because we know how much they love their cups.
And they
in
would have been,
College
but they
Station.
would have been a little embarrassed. They would have been like a little upset with it. Yeah.
Ole Miss is going to own it.
Yeah, Ole Miss don't care.
All right, last night, the NFL storyline, it's all over the place. If you turn on your sports radio this morning, if you turn on your television and look at the national news of the coverage last night from opening game 1 of the NFL season, where the Kansas City Chiefs began the defense of their Super Bowl from last season, and the highlight of game 1 is Baton Rouge native Clyde Edwards-Helaire, as he had 25 carries last night for 138 yards. He became the third Kansas City Chief to go over 100 yards in his NFL debut. He had 1 touchdown. He celebrated that touchdown by flashing the 225 into the NFL cameras, into the NBC cameras. You could hear Chris Collinsworth just gushing over Clyde Edwards-Helaire the entire broadcast, talking about what the possibility of Kansas City adding a true run threat to their offense. You know, Collinsworth was explaining to the NFL audience last night. I mean, it's just a scary narrative to think about. And Clyde, yesterday, everybody was talking about the buildup and what it was going to look like. I thought that he was going to shine, but it was better than I expected. I thought that it was, I mean, it looks like a perfect fit. And I heard this last night, T. And Tony Dungy, I don't know if you heard this during the halftime, he compared Clyde to Warrick Dunn, who Tony Dungy coached at Tampa Bay.
1,000%. It's the exact same thing. It's Warrick Dunn. I watched him a lot watching the Falcons growing up.
Yeah. He went to Catholic High.
I actually just learned that this morning. I always knew he was a BR native. I didn't know he went to Catholic High. God, it's going to be insufferable this afternoon.
He will be relentless this afternoon.
But whatever. You can take this victory lap, Catholic High. Congratulations. But yeah, no, I was always struck by this, Jordy, watching Warrick Dunn back in the day, is that is supposed to be a brutal position, and it is. But Warrick Dunn was impossible to get a clean hit on. And you saw that last night with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. At 5'7", these guys just can't square him up. Even, the highlight, look at, if you can find it, Danny, it doesn't have to be right now, but just see if you can find it anywhere. But it's on Twitter. I can maybe lead you there. But there's a highlight where it's straight on. Look at Jim Nagy's Twitter, because he was talking about it. But it's straight on from the end zone, and it's where he truck sticks that guy and gets down to the 1. And look at this. Okay, so, pause it right when he lowers his head. How do you hit that?
Yeah.
That's
it's 2 feet off the ground.
It's a strike. It's like a tiny little strike. So there's no surface area to connect with. And then so the guy hit the one area he could, and of course Clyde's so low to the ground and drives so much that he couldn't wrap up, and he just goes right through him. So yes, the similarities to Warrick Dunn are striking.
And to hear that last night on the broadcast made by Tony Dungy, who Dungy coached Warrick Dunn at Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And to hear both of those guys referenced, they are similar, very much so in their style, in their stature, in their ability, and the fact that they're both from Baton Rouge and went to Catholic High was good for the broadcast last night. But just the way that he impacts that offense, it was the story of the offseason, but going back to what I said about Clyde and why, in my opinion, a lot of last night's success is not surprising anybody is because Kansas City committed to him so early on in this process.
Yeah.
And they gave him all of these reps. I was listening to somebody last night talking about these first-round picks. A lot of them come in with the pressure where they have a veteran at that position, and they'll go through training camp, and they'll split the reps with the veteran, and then they get to week 1, and they may start the vet for the first half, and then they would look at Clyde at halftime and say, "You're our guy. Go out there." Well, if you knew he was the guy, give him all the first team reps during the preparation. Clyde has been taking advantage of that. He's been getting all of the 1 reps, and last night he looked for. The soundbite that we played in headlines, and he was talking about that he still had butterflies after the game. He looked so calm.
Mm-hmm.
It looked so much like it was just an easy, natural fit for him.
Yeah, and it is a natural fit. That's the thing. It's so much like last year. When you think about the weapons that LSU had in their 11 personnel last year, with their top 3 receivers, Thad Moss and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. How similar does Kansas City look with Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, Denard Robinson, or not Denard Robinson? Well, yeah, then you get into Kansas City, just has speed on speed on speed. But their top 3 receivers are great. Travis Kelce is obviously a top 5 guy at his position in the league, and now you add Clyde. And it's just the same way that LSU last year would stress you and overwhelm you. They're doing the same thing the Chiefs are now.
Here is more from Clyde last night talking about the first touchdown of his career.
Pretty much shout out to the O-line, getting everything cleared out up front. And then, from the rest after that, I knew I only had one person to beat. Watching film, knew the safety would come down and try to fill that hole. And pretty much at that point, I know they're just not trying to let anybody get outside. So ultimately, give them the vision of over pursuing, trying to get outside, put my outside foot in the ground and get upfield.
The other side, Deshaun Watson, 20 of 32, 253 in the air, 1 score. He was sacked 4 times. His leading wide receiver last night was Will Fuller, 8 catches for 112 yards. But as T-Bob alluded, going to outside of headlines and coming into the first segment, he obviously missed DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. And this is an LSU show mainly. And so many of my takes find their way back to the purple and gold. And I just couldn't help but be struck by how clear the impact of no DeAndre Hopkins was. And it's not to say that Fuller or the other guys aren't good, because, Fuller had a nice game. Like you said, I think they are pretty solid. But just losing an elite receiver like that takes away so much of the offense. Think about this. Think back to that national championship game. What happens if you don't have Jamar Chase? I'm not saying you won't win. You can, Joe Burrow, whatever. You still probably come back and win. But Jamar Chase didn't just get it going for himself, which he absolutely did when you needed most. You're down 17-7. You had to have something. He wins the one-on-ones. He scores, right? But then look at how that opened up everybody else around him, right? It looked like Burrow finally, he was like, okay, he got a little more comfortable, started to figure out the looks of Venables was giving him a little bit more. All of a sudden, Venables and the defense realized, okay, you know what? We tried to go one-on-one with Chase. We're getting our ass kicked. We now have to overcommit to him. And then next thing you know, Jefferson's making plays. And then Thad Moss is making plays. And Clyde's making plays. Because a guy like that opens up everything around him. And so the Texans, you could see the shockwaves that the absence of Hopkins sent through that offense last night. And look, I get it. It's not a one-to-one comparison. Because LSU's remaining talent with Eric Gilbert and Terrace Marshall, like their remaining talent is better than the Texans relative to their opposition. But to say, like we've just kind of said that, like in this Jamar Chase stuff, I feel like we've all just kind of been like, okay, we bought in to the next man up thing, and I hope that's right, and that's what you have to do mentally if you're a part of the team. But last night you saw just how much of an impact in the modern game losing a truly elite wide receiver can have on you, and especially can have on a guy like Deshaun Watson, who still had a good game, but at no point in the night looked truly threatening. And so it just reinforces how much pressure's on Marshall and Gilbert and these other guys to pick it up now that Chase is gone.
Real quick, Terrace Marshall was asked about that yesterday. He had some media availability about replacing Chase.
For me personally, it wasn't no mental shift. I mean, I've always been locked in even before he left. I mean, that's just the culture around here. We're always locked in, ready to go. So, I mean, I'm ready to take on whatever responsibility I got to take on, and I'm prepared.
Terrace Marshall, who was formerly the number 1 wide receiver in his recruiting cycle, the same cycle that Jamar Chase came out of. Chase last year, the Biletnikoff Award winner, which goes to the best wide receiver in college football. He opts out for his junior season, makes Terrace Marshall the number 1 target for the defending national champs. There you heard from him. We'll give you more sound from Marshall getting before we get out of here at 10 a.m. Hunt Palmer from the LSU Sports Radio Network next.
Off the Bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by Coy's Diesel, online, coysdiesel.com. Remember, if you need help on a light, medium, or heavy-duty diesel truck, only one stop, and that's Coy's Diesel. Get in touch with Coy and the crew this morning. Best way to do it's online. When you log online to coysdiesel.com, a chat box pops up, and you can get in touch with sales. You can schedule a service appointment. If you need 24-hour roadside assistance, Coy's Diesel can get to you today with their 24-hour tow truck on at Coy's Diesel. So light, medium, or heavy-duty diesel truck, log online, coysdiesel.com.
Yeah, you got a Chevy, GMC Duramax, you got a Dodge Cummins, Ford Power Stroke. It don't matter. They got all the parts you need. In fact, on that website, if you're looking online, coysdiesel.com, look at those 3 little drop-down menus right there where you can shop by vehicle, years, going all the way back to 97. All the makes, all the models, they got your back there. Diesel's in the name, people. So for all your diesel vehicle needs, 24/7 emergency roadside assistance, go to coysdiesel.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When it's clearance time, smart customers rush to Richards Honda because all your favorite Honda models are at fantastic prices. And with our fanatical customer care, it's no wonder people call Richards Honda the smart choice.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Here at the Big Squeezy, we continue to serve the Baton Rouge and Southeast Louisiana areas during these troubling times. We are dedicated to providing you healthy food items to help you live your best life. From our cold-pressed juices to our delicious smoothies, let the Big Squeezy keep you going. Stay active, stay happy, and let us help you stay healthy. Visit us at our locations and also inside of Alexander's and Mathern's grocery stores or online at thebigsqueezy.com.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Prompt, professional, reliable. If you're looking for a breath of fresh air with your AC and heating needs, call the professionals at Anison Bitter. Anison Bitter, a Rheem Pro partner, keeping your family comfortable for over 25 years.
Your Honda needs some TLC, and Richards Honda is the smart place to get it. With oil changes at just $39. And with so many service bays, you'll be in and out super fast. Schedule your appointment today at richardshonda.com.
Yo, join us for a TGIF edition of Hanging with Hester and Hanny presented by Richards Honda from noon to 3. We've got an actual NFL game to break down. We'll tell you how Clyde Edwards-Helaire did in his NFL debut and more on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Texan 27. They zone block it to the right. Cut back left, run. It goes to Edwards-Helaire. 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Kansas City, CEH with TD1. What a night for the rookie Clyde Edwards-Helaire. A great cutback run.
Kansas City Chiefs radio last night with the official call of Clyde Edwards-Helaire's first touchdown run, as he is the story.
Yep.
As the reigning Super Bowl champs begin their defense. Edwards-Helaire, 138 yards on 25 touches, 25 carries, and a score. LSU Sports Radio Network every Friday here on Off the Bench. We talked to Hunt Palmer. Everything good?
Oh, yeah. No. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just thinking. I'm just thinking if the Texans are bad or if the Chiefs are that good.
The Chiefs are that good. Hunt, did you watch an NFL game last night?
Uh-oh.
I did not watch an NFL game last night. I'm in the middle of a pennant race here, and I've got to handle the Cubs business, and we got it done last night, so it's all good. I was up till like midnight watching, but we made it work.
So recap the Cubs game for us last night, Hunt, since that's what everybody cares about.
I'm not going to do that. I did see some. I saw some highlights of Clyde. It's what we all said. Like, he's a perfect fit for that. There's so much space they create, and he's a nightmare in space. And that's going to be something that teams are going to have to deal with. And I saw a couple of screenplays that Andy Reid dialed up where they were running guys in motion and had everybody running all over the place. And then Kelsey was sitting down in the middle of the defense. He's a master.
That one tight end screen that you're referencing there was one of the best play designs I've ever seen in my life.
And he came in the middle.
It was like Tyreek Hill ran in the middle, and then I think he stopped behind Holmes, and he kind of took off to the right, and they faked that, and then Clyde flared really wide left, and they faked that throw, and then Kelsey just, the O-line.
Spread the field to get the
middle.
Yes,
and the O-line looks like they're running out to Clyde, but really Kelsey just kind of hot. It was the ultimate dog with too many tennis balls type of play, where the defense is just like, they just head on a swivel, they don't know what to do. Yeah, Andy Reid's a mastermind.
So, Hunt, will you watch an NFL game this weekend?
Yeah, I'm now, as we talked about last week, like my household will be dialed into the Saints.
Yep.
And I'm going to try my best to see if I can get to the Bengals a little bit. But yeah, the Cubs will be the priority, and we'll get that figured out when Sunday comes.
So if push comes to shove, Hunt, what's the TV setup here? Your partner wants to watch the Saints game, and you want to watch the Cubs game. They're on at the same time. What's the screen setup looking like?
The Saints go on the big screen, and I get the laptop out, fire up the MLB stream, and we'll be in good shape.
That's smart. I agree. I think that's the correct play for a happy life.
Hunt, T-Bob saw something last night in watching the Texans play without DeAndre Hopkins, and it looked like they were scrambling and trying to find their top threat offensively. It's not apples to apples in comparison when you look at the roster and the talent at that position group with LSU and Houston. But do you think that LSU will run into the same issue in trying to find a top threat replacement that can really steal the attention of a defensive coordinator?
So I had this discussion all the time with football guys. Hester's one of them, and then my two partners, Brandon and Marlon, on the pre and post are two more. Where when someone gets hurt or gets suspended or is not out there, and the football guy mentality is next man up. Like, that's just what you say. And my immediate counter is, but the next guy's not as good.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
not the same. Like, I get it. Like, you do have to go out there and play, but it's not that easy. You don't just – and Coach O will say the same thing. Next guy's got to come up there and play. It's like, okay, but he's not capable of doing some of the things that the other guy can do. But that being said, LSU's wide receiver core is plenty good enough to make a lot of plays and score a lot of points. And I think that they're going to make a lot of plays and score a lot of points. Terrace Marshall is a pro, and he's going to be out there making a lot of plays. Racing McMath is, he's got every attribute you could want in a receiver. He's big, he's fast, he's strong, he can catch the ball, he can make guys miss. And then I've been really high on Kayshon Boutte since they signed him, and to hear Coach O kind of sing his praises earlier this week was really refreshing, because I think that as athletic as he is and as good a route runner as he is, and the place on the list where defensive coordinators are worried about him, he's like sixth. That's perfect for me. I think he can make some huge plays and be a big impact guy. I think they're going to be just fine. Look, nobody was a bigger Jamar Chase fan than me the last couple of years, especially on the pre and post game. I've been talking about him since his first game, but there's some guys who can make plays on this roster.
Hunt, have you gotten to pick your defensive lineman counterpart's brain? Have you gotten to talk to Big Fave about this defensive line as all after the post-Shelvin departure? I wonder how he's feeling about it.
I need to, and I haven't. And we'll go to lunch probably before the first game and kind of talk through some things. I'm concerned about it because that's just a spot where you need depth. And I go back to, namely like the 2013 team that it was like Freak Johnson, Ego Ferguson in the middle, and then just nothing after that. Terrible. And they just played. They were having to play 85 snaps a game because they didn't have anybody else to go out there. And I'm concerned about the numbers. This is a comparison I brought forth a ton of times, and because I watched it, and when you have a really talented young freshman defensive lineman, the perfect spot for them to come in is like Freak Johnson on the 11 team, where he's a highly touted guy. He's behind Benny Logan and Michael Brockers and Josh Downs, and you say, hey, Freak, I need you to come in and give me 13 snaps in this game, a couple in the second quarter, a couple in the third quarter, and then we'll get the other guys back in. That's a perfect ecosystem for a young defensive lineman to come in and play. The other side of that is when you got to go to Christian Lockett a couple years later and say, hey, man, we're going to need you for 65 snaps today. And he's not ready to play 65 snaps. And so I think Jaquelin Roy, Jacoby, and Guillory are really talented players, and their measurables look to be ready to play college football, but that's not everything that matters. You've got to be ready to go into those trenches and play at that level. And so I worry about leaning on them too much because of the numbers.
Are you starting to hear good things on John Emery, kind of starting to get to the top of that running back room?
I haven't heard as much of that. This is what I said a couple weeks ago. There's the YouTube video that's got all three of those guys, all their carries from last year. And my opinion is I would like Emery to touch it like 19 times a game. I'm certain that's not going to happen. I think they're going to all three play, and I think Curry is probably the starter. But I think Emery has got the ability to be the best of the three. And I think the other two are really good players that can help. I think they're all going to share a workload. But my personal opinion is if I had it my way, Emery would touch it more than the other two.
Talking to Hunt Palmer, LSU Sports Radio Network. Also catch him on Hanging with Hester and Hanny as well here on 105 ESPN. Hunt, Vincent Zabiza in the chat. Can you confirm or deny this? He says, instead of a bouquet toss, Hunt is going to chip a Nerf ball into his groomsmen personalized Yeti cups. Is this true?
That is not true. We're not doing any of that stuff because all our friends are already married, so no one wants to or needs to catch a bouquet or a garter. We're the last ones on the list.
Way to adult.
We're going to kind of skip all of that.
Nice adulting.
I ripped my pants at my wedding, giving my wife a lap dance during the garter toss.
I remember that.
Yeah. And my old man ripped his pants. Legendary combination. Both ripped him.
Hunt Palmer every Friday here with us on Off the Bench. Hunt, what's happening this weekend?
Oh, man, weekend 3 of the move, but this is the last one. So she's going to be in lock, stock, and barrel by sundown on Sunday. But the house is an absolute disaster right now. I'm waiting on the carpet guy to show up. There's chairs and boxes and tables and beds all over the place. It's a war zone around here, but we're going to get through it.
Have you checked the radar? Have you checked the radar?
I haven't checked the radar. I need some help. Please
yes.
Don't rain.
Stay away from the radar, buddy. You better get a lot of work in today.
That's what it sounds like when you're too old for bouquet tosses. Right? That whole breakdown of where the house is at. It's so dirty.
Hunt, enjoy
all your help.
Enjoy the weekend. Lose my number. We'll talk to you next Friday. Later, man. Hunt Palmer checking in from the LSU Sports Radio Network. Daily, we're brought to you by All-Star Toyota. Remember, All-Star Toyota is online at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Great locations for the All-Star brand, as they've got 13 locations, 13 brands, 11 locations. One of those is All-Star Toyota, which is located on the corner of Goodwood and Airline, where they've been since 2005. You looking for new car inventory, you want pre-owned or certified inventory, all of that with great selections on the corner of Goodwood and Airliner. You can do that online at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. In hour 2 today, we'll talk more college football with Cole Cubelic. We will revisit Clyde Edwards-Helaire and his dominant performance in his opening debut to his NFL career. 1 touchdown last night, 138 yards. Off the bench, rolling on, powered by All-Star Toyota right here on ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria.
Off the Bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Daily brought to you here on OTB by Lanois Insurance Agency, LANOIX agency.com. Sat down for lunch with the boys yesterday over at Lanois, LANOIX agency.com, 749-5640. You're in the market for auto insurance, home insurance, business insurance, flood insurance. Can all be taken care of by Randy, Brian, and David this morning if you just give them a call. In fact, a free quote. Good start for a savings opportunity. If you're looking to save a couple of dollars each month, get in touch with Lanois, 749-5640.
That's right. They're your shekel saving masters. And I mean that. Like, I did not lift a finger earlier this year when they saved me a few $100s, just like adjusting some things, changing some parts of my policy. Still have the coverage that I need for the peace of mind, but it's at a way more affordable rate. And that's what they're always looking to do, is save you money and keep you protected. And when you have to file a claim, they fight for you. Go to LandYAgency.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Do you know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who, without being asked, shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community? We believe that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank and Trust.
So, if you know someone that sounds like what Jordy was just describing, nominate them to be your good citizen, and they'll have a chance to win $500 from Citizens Bank and Trust. Plus, we'll mention him right here on the show. So go to citizensbankandtrust.com for more details and nominate your good citizen.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Hi, this is Chance Inman, President and Chief Operating Officer for Janney King Gulf Coast. Here are some ways to protect yourself and those around you from the coronavirus. Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover coughs and sneezes with your elbow. Disinfect high-touch surfaces regularly. Use non-contact methods for greeting others. And avoid touching your face. Following these steps, as well as social distancing, should help all of us stay healthy.
Janney King, the king of clean.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Recapping opening night in the NFL and getting you set for a big weekend in college football, plus Terrio's in studio. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Around hour 2, we will get you ready for a football weekend, an NFL football weekend. We'll also talk some college with Cole Cubelic here on Off the Bench. Good stuff from Hunt Palmer. If you missed it, it's online. Everything brought back to you by Carriages here on OTB. Anything you missed from 7 to 10 a.m., we always upload the highlights on our YouTube channel. So search Off the Bench on YouTube and make sure and get subscribed and subscribe to notified when any content gets uploaded. Anybody see the back and forth between the mayor of New Orleans yesterday and Terrace Marshall from WDSU? He's over with the news over there. This is being circulated around social media. Yesterday, it looked like the state's going back into phase 3, which will hopefully get things closer back to normal. Mayor Cantrell down in New Orleans announced that they're going to stay in phase 2. And Terrace Marshall, who is we regularly talk to Fletcher here on Off the Bench, where Fletcher covers sports for WDSU. Travers covers the news angle, and they are twin brothers. As they are, wow,
dude, that
sick. Is unbelievable.
That was
I am sorry that I got distracted from this. But there are a couple of bikers riding bikes, and he wheelied off the front tire and then chased it down and put the frame of the bike onto the tire again.
Well, the first dude wheelied off. So he started on 2 wheels. He pops up. His wheel goes rolling out. His front wheel does. He stays wheeling, and the second dude comes wheeling in and lands on the rolling tire.
That was impressive.
Yeah, it was. It was impossible not to notice.
That was really impressive. This was not impressive yesterday as far as leadership and media, the back and forth goes. Terrace Marshall is just looking for a couple of answers here from Mayor Cantrell, and it's tough. This is what it sounded like yesterday in City Hall.
I apologize. It's kind of a similar question, but we get a lot of questions. I'm going to make it hopefully simple as possible. Yes or no, can high schools play football starting today in October in the city of New Orleans? Yes or no?
I just answered that question.
But it wasn't, with all due respect, I think there's a lot of confusion.
With all due respect, phase 2, what confusion? We've been in phase 2. We will remain in phase 2. The guidelines are very clear.
So yes or no, can high schools play football?
Phase 2. What does it say?
I'm just asking yes or no.
Well, you're asking me a question. However, you thoroughly understand what phase 2 means. You also understand the guidelines that are in place, and that's where the city of New Orleans will remain as it relates to football.
So I had one more question. Sorry.
I mean, just to be clear,
sure.
There are.
Can you answer that, Ms. Dr.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not. That's not the question. So the question.
It's yes or no. I think people watching this want to know yes or no.
As of now, in the phase 2 guidance in the city of New Orleans, contact sports are not allowed. There are guidance that allow for non-contact drills, which the schools have all been doing. So what a football team could do 2 days ago, they can continue to do today. As of now, until we see how LHSAA has any plan to keep children and coaches safe, that will not change until we can figure that out.
How is Tulane practicing football, and how are the Saints playing on Sunday in the city of New Orleans?
So the Saints have applied to the state for a workplace exception, that this is their place of work. The LHSAA does not govern Tulane football.
But what about the city? Isn't Tulane the city of New Orleans? So how are they practicing contact sports on a campus in the city of New Orleans?
I haven't had a conversation with Tulane about what they're practicing or not practicing.
But they were practicing for a month. Sorry.
So Tulane Athletics.
A little spicy, man.
Well, it should have.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very confusing.
Well, I mean, look, I'm just sitting here. What Mayor Cantrell's to realize, I'm just sitting here outside looking in, and I kind of cover this. We talked some high school football. I didn't know what phase 2 because earlier I thought I had read a couple months ago that the LHSAA decisions were actually independent of the phases, and so I didn't
So
she should have just answered how the girl answered at the end. That under phase 2 New Orleans, blah blah blah. The context was not.
And that was Dr. Avegno, who is the New Orleans health director, who stepped into the microphone later into the press conference and was answering some of the questions. Tulane came out and issued a statement and saying in the statement during our most recent meeting, August 19th, with city officials and the university agreed that Tulane would be permitted a maximum of 250 guests of student athletes with masks and distancing when home games resumed. There will be no other fans permitted. Tulane's home opener against Navy at Ullman Stadium will be nationally televised on ABC at 11 a.m. on September 19th. We look forward to our 11-game schedule, including 5 home games beginning this weekend at the University of South Alabama. So some confusing messages coming out from City Hall about Tulane. Just to recap there, I mean, Travers was just looking to get an answer on whether or not high school football could be played with contact like the rest of the state. Mayor Cantrell kept referencing Phase 2 and did not give a clear indicator on that. She then said that the Saints are working and playing under a state deal that they have
That
on
makes,
an
I mean, that's the
exemption.
same thing that the
makes-
Rams,
that
and
makes
that's
sense.
what the Rams and Chargers
but
have.
Tulane, who is one of the biggest private businesses in the city, has been practicing for a month, and they've got no idea about it.
You ain't going to be able to stop Tulane either, so it doesn't matter. I mean,
She's claiming she can.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we'll
But that
see.
she doesn't know how many.
You want to go
they're doing it.
toe-to-toe with Tulane lawyers?
No, she doesn't.
I
She
do
doesn't.
not. Absolutely not.
Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily here on Off the Bench by Ochsner. Remember Ochsner's sports medicine program with the Saints cranking up this Sunday. Look down on the sidelines. You'll see Ochsner Sports Medicine officials that they are affiliated with the Saints. They're affiliated with the Pelicans. They're affiliated with the University of New Orleans, Baton Rouge Community College, Delgado
Privateers. Community
College, Dillard, Loyola, Xavier, high school fields. They're all on high school sidelines every Friday night. Online, Ochsner.org. 3 locations with state-of-the-art facilities, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Covington, all online, Ochsner.org.
Ochsner.org. Like Jordy said, whether you're here in Baton Rouge, check out the brand new facility at the Grove. It's incredible. Maybe you're on the North Shore or you're in New Orleans. Ochsner, it's not just for all of your injury needs, but what about Ochsner performance training? You want to get bigger, stronger, faster with OPT? Go check out the facilities that they have. Whether you're a high school or an ancient athlete, they can maximize your potential. Go to Ochsner.org today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Prompt, professional, reliable. If you're looking for a breath of fresh air with your AC and heating needs, call the professionals at Anison Bitter. Anison Bitter, a Rheem Pro partner, keeping your family comfortable for over 25 years.
Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Kelly.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Friday, September 11th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see thunderstorms with a high of 91. Still to come on Off the Bench, SEC Network analyst Cole Cubelic stops by at 8:30. Yacht Father Jimmy Yacht, Ben Mintz, and Megan Making Money all join the show at 9:30. Follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch the show live at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel and interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. Make sure you subscribe to the Off the Bench YouTube channel. Set your notifications for new content posted daily. Hour number 2 of OTB starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
OTB Hour 2 off and at it. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN Radio in New Orleans, 94.7 ESPN Alexandria, online 104.5ESPN.com. Remember, on your smart speakers or on YouTube on the 104.5 ESPN station. Anything you miss, hit it on YouTube. Cole Cubelic coming up 8:30. We will talk to, we talked to Hunt Palmer earlier. Megan Making Money, Jimmy Yacht, the Yacht Father, the Destroyer, Ben Mintz, all going to be here at 9:30 with their 3 games to pick this weekend. T-Bob's going to give you 3. He's still trying to find 3.
We're pouring over the lines. Here's a squad. And I think I like some stuff here. I think I really like Lions -3 at home versus the Bears. Mainly because I always look for any opportunity to fade Mitch Trubisky and Ryan Pace. My God. So bad. Sean Watson and Pat Mahomes right there for you, Bears. He gave up the house for Trubisky.
Lots of reaction to Clyde Edwards-Helaire's NFL debut as he is the center of national stories all over the country today, reacting to Game 1 of the NFL season as the defending Super Bowl champs begin their defense. Last night versus Houston, Clyde went off. 25 carries, 138 yards, touchdown. Flashed the 225 into the cameras as he's celebrating into the end zone. Got to flip the 2.
Oh, is that? Okay, I was wondering how he got such good emphasis on the second 2. That makes sense.
Let's turn it. Celebrated perfect there for the Catholic eye and former LSU native. There you go. Look back.
That doesn't work as well. Try to hit the 6, 7, 8.
Nah, you can't do that, man. Nobody claims that down here anyway.
All
right, so Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints are getting ready for Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers on Sunday, as that will be a 3:25 start. Man, the skyline out west is still eerie and crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, it's easy to start to feel like we live in the end times of the pandemic, orange skies, but instead of all that, let's just focus on football. Let's just focus on NFL football and ignore all of the other problems plaguing us in our everyday existence.
Sweet.
Rising
remember,
waters, all that.
Hit us online, and anything you miss is brought to you by Carriages Daily. We're driven and powered by All-Star Toyota. Hour 3 coming up. We'll talk gambling with Mintz, the Yacht Father, and Megan Making Money. Here's Sean Payton talking about going into the another regular season. How his offensive game plan will be put together.
Well, look, there's Drew, there's Pete, there's Joe Lombardi, the other quarterbacks. It's a final check on the game plan. What are the things that he really likes in this plan? We have enough offense. What are the highlighted plays in each category? We go to play action. We go to 3-step. We go to 5-step, 7-step drop. We'll go to our empty or screen game. We'll go to third down. and basically will cover the call sheet and periodically might throw a play out. Just it didn't look good all week. I don't feel comfortable with it. Generally, when that happens, I think we're usually all in a consensus. But it's a way to get certain plays communicated. Another one's the week is ended, and he'll have a confidence level in certain plays.
There was Payton talking about the offensive meetings during game week. Here he is talking about Deonte Harris and what his plan is with the wide receiver.
I think, look, with the player, especially someone who was a free agent from a small school would come in, the vision was punt return, kick return. And then that began to expand, being around him, working with the receivers, understanding his skill sets. And I've said it already, he could have had more touches and more involvement a year ago, but I think it started certainly as a returner.
Yeah, I'm becoming really intrigued by Deonte Harris on the offensive side of the ball for the Saints, because when you look at how they're made up, and let's be clear, he is the fourth wide receiver, so he is just like the sugar on top as far as the offense is concerned. But out of your top three guys in Thomas, Sanders, and then Traquan Smith, like, you don't have a true speedster sort of deep threat. If you watch the Kansas City Chiefs, you see the impact that speed can have, right? You also, if you followed this show or any show really, and you followed Drew Brees during the offseason, you know that he's made a point of refining those mechanics, trying to get those deep ball back. I love the clips that we played yesterday with Brees talking about, look, man, I'm on borrowed time. It's time to let it loose. Yeah. Deonte Harris I think he would play into that letting it loose because he can stretch the field. I mean, we heard about during camp, probably Jameis Winston's best play all of camp was one of those deep balls where he fitted in right there, Deonte Harris. So, he's not going to be the premier guy, but if he can get you one or two a game, right, then all of a sudden as a defense, you have to start to respect that when he comes into the game. And then the knock-on effect is that continues to open up things elsewhere on the field.
All right, there's going to be a lot of reminiscing this season between Brees and Payton, or a lot of opportunities for media members to ask those two to reminisce about their time. I'd imagine during game weeks and post-games and pre-games that they'll be shooting those notions and stories down. But Payton was able to dive into a story about Drew Brees as they go into their 20th season together. If he remembered the first time that he had gotten into a position room and started to break down film with Brees.
I do. I know that a couple things took place during that time. Once we knew we were bringing him on board, we had one benefit, and that was Pete Carmichael was here in the building as a quarterback coach. So he gave us insight relative to their terminology, how they call plays. So there were some similarities like most teams, and yet there were some differences. And as we were building the offense in 2006, we hadn't seen our players yet. This was still, February. We hadn't had any mini camps, so we had time to adjust and be flexible. And if a route had a certain name to it and the same route existed with where Drew was coming from, it just made sense for us to really look and build around terms that he knew. I'm sure there were some differences relative to the protection series and how we termed or how we called our protections, called our pass routes. But there were a number of plays that we were able to take things that he knew and really before we even gave it to anyone, we were able to adjust on the fly and just jump on the computer, change how we called certain things, and made it a little bit easier for him because he knew some of these terms, and I think that was just common sense. And I think some of that will exist in Tampa relative to Tom going there.
That's interesting. I never realized that Pete Carmichael was the quarterbacks coach at San Diego back in the day. So that relationship, which I knew ran deep, runs even deeper than I thought.
How much of this season do you think will be a sentimental tour?
I don't know. I feel like football's different than basketball and baseball and stuff because there's so much emotionally on the line, or there's so much on the line every game. It's not like, not even emotionally, right? Just standings, everything, right? And so it's not like in basketball and baseball, you can kind of take time to celebrate an opponent because, you play 82 games. It's not as big of a deal. Also, the thing about Brees and Brady is, while it certainly feels like this is Brees' last year, and it feels more and more like that increasingly the closer we get, there's still actually no confirmation. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't give myself over to too much sentiment just yet, even though I do think this is kind of the last dance of Brees and Payton. But I would say certainly live in the moment, be in the now, and enjoy every part of this year because, I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? It's September 11th, 2020 now. This thing started back in 2006. I'm 31 years old. If you're around my age, or even if you're younger, especially, like, your entire life, the Saints have been good. Your entire life, the Saints have had pretty much the best offense in the NFL. And I don't know what the future holds, but you can always feel kind of comfortable in saying that it doesn't hold that. So enjoy this season, which begins in the most epic fashion possible this Sunday in the Dome.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was 25 years old when Brees signed with New Orleans. I'll turn 40 next month.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the days are forgotten in which you feel, I mean, insecure about New Orleans. I mean, it's just it's incredible the way that they have changed the feeling and culture around that place and made them, a top 3 franchise in the league year in, year out.
Winningest team in football over the last 3 years. I know there's a lot of old heads out there that would have never fathomed that their New Orleans Saints would ever claim anything like that.
Crazy.
Much less a Super Bowl championship, much less 2 Super Bowl championships. So I don't give a damn how good the Chiefs or Clyde or anybody looks. This year, it's the Saints to lose.
One more from Payton. There's a new injured reserve rule, and Payton was asked about the new IR and the way that it will proceed here.
Well, look, I think they make a ton of sense. I think it's cheaper for the clubs. If IR means permanent IR, that means then we're permanently paying another player to come in and fill someone that's on permanent IR. And I think that I think it's silly if a player has an injury. Let's say it's a very good player in our league who's injured for 8 weeks, that when he's healthy, that we don't have a mechanism to bring him back into the fold and to play. And the old rules, I think, were somewhat antiquated relative to, if he goes on IR, he's there forever until the next season. And if he doesn't go to IR, he stays on, you're 53. And actually, I think it'll save the clubs some money, and it'll get the better players on the field, the players the fans are wanting to see.
Look, and in the age of COVID, none of that makes sense, right? I mean, you have to be more open and fluid with your rosters this year in case somebody were to get sick right before the game or anything along those lines. So, I'm glad to see that go.
All right, we'll continue to get you set up for the NFL weekend. We'll talk college football with Cole Cubelic coming up here at 8:30 off the bench, powered by All Star Toyota.
Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All Star Toyota brings you Off the Bench daily here. Remember, online, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. You can shop all the inventory online, or if you want to get to the showroom floor, you can do that. Remember, you can buy a car, lease a car. You can rent a car from All Star Toyota. Great deals right now, like 1.9% APR financing for 60 months, up to 60 months on Highlanders. How about an all-new 2020 Camry for 0% APR financing for up to 72 months? Corollas and RAV4s, 0% APR up to 60 months. All online, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. How about that 2020 Tundra? 0% APR financing for 72 months and $1,500 special edition bonus cash. I know y'all love your trucks. I love the Sienna. I love the minivan. It's maybe the best car I've ever owned. But if you do want a truck, what better time to get it September with that deal right there? Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information.
Tune in to a Friday edition of Game Time with Jimmy Ott and Ben Mintz. The guys recap the first NFL game of the season and look ahead to the weekend. We're live from Ruffino's from 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Joey Burrow getting points, home opener, +3. Chargers in town in Cincinnati at Paul Brown Stadium. Stick around, hour 3, talking gambling with Ben Mintz, the Destroyer, the Ott father, Jimmy Ott. Megan making money, going to be here at 9:30 this morning as T-Bob will be in for OTBOT, 9 to 10 o'clock.
I'm not really a soccer guy, but I just saw Man United's new uniforms. These are the most hideous things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Worse than Jacksonville's?
Couple
years ago?
Not even close. I still kind of like the Jacksonville two-tones. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm the minority there.
So you know what? Then your Man U criticism just took a hit.
Wait until you see the jersey, then tell me. Danny, look up Man United's new kit. This thing, I mean, it's a straight zebra. All right, we can get into some sound, though, while we wait for Danny to find it.
Yep, Terrace Marshall and Liam Shanahan were speaking to the media yesterday as...
I mean, that's garbage. That is hot, stinking. Somebody took a crap in the upper deck of your toilet and left it in a room without AC. Garbage.
Why don't the lines match up?
I don't know.
I
don't know anything about any of this. I don't know why you got the random red stripes on the top. I still have always thought that Chevy is like the most disgusting sponsor that you could have on a soccer jersey. That is just
how much does Chevy pay
and utter
for that?
garbage.
I don't know. It looks like a bad Photoshop for the Chevy logo to just be on there. Honestly, that's bad. All of that's bad.
How much do they pay for it? A lot.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, we can look it up.
I know that. I'd like to know. I mean,
Yeah.
what is that ad package look like?
That's not who Kroenke owns, right? No, he owns Arsenal. That's right. But the Bucks owner,
Glazer,
owns Man U. The Glazers own Man U, I believe, unless
is it LeBron? A big investor in Man U?
I don't know. We're getting out of our depth.
Yep.
Let's circle back around. Let's get to some LSU football talk, or we can talk about Andy Reid's face mask. It can go either way.
I mean, is every coach going to have to wear that?
No, I mean you choose. You choose
face
a
mask or
yes,
okay.
you will have to wear a mask, but
yeah.
But okay, so that kind of begs the question, right? It looked pretty inconvenient last night, right?
Very much
Especially
so.
to watch a game through.
It was raining.
It was raining, which didn't help anything, so it won't be that bad normally. Like it was a steamy night. It looked like,
but you could tell the fog. He was a mouth breather. I mean, you could tell he was a mouth breather. You could see it was fogging up every time he'd take a breath.
Does that surprise anyone?
Nobody.
That Andy Reid's a mouth breather.
I'm just saying. Andy Reid had to know he was a mouth breather.
Okay, exactly. So how did he arrive there? That's the question. And my explanation,
claustrophobic.
I was going to say maybe that could definitely be an element. I just think it's the mustache. A mustache that thick and beautiful will not play well under Bill O'Brien's mask. It'll be very hot. It'll be all in your mouth and stuff. And you probably would feel even more claustrophobic because of it. So
I felt claustrophobic in the mask.
If it came down to mustache or the windshield, I mean, there's only one choice. Andy Reid is not going to leave his trademark mustache behind, make a man feel naked. I could not imagine what would happen if I shaved my beard, how insecure I would feel.
Yes.
So Andy decided to go with the face shield. Makes a lot of sense from that perspective, even though it looks terribly inconvenient. Do you think if Les Miles had that, he would have had our guy Jeff Grigas wiping it off for him in between plays? Do you think Andy Reid has
a windshield wiper?
An assistant? Yeah, does he have like a human windshield wiper there? Does he wipe it himself? He did have a towel around his neck.
Yeah.
But I need a Reid cam to figure this thing out.
I can't see anybody getting that close to Reid.
Oh,
like
that's
getting
true,
all
'cause
up in his
social
personal
distancing.
space and abiding by the social distancing rules, of course. But I can't see anybody getting into his personal space to get up under the mask and be able to wipe. I mean,
Yeah,
you're all
fair.
around his face.
That's
You're
fair.
all around his mouth. I mean, that is very uncomfortable. And Reid strikes me kind of as a man's man.
Yes.
So there's not going to be another dude that can come in with a towel and try to wipe his face mask, right?
I wonder, is there like
Les would definitely allow it.
Is there a wiper that you could have on the inside that could maybe have like an automatic wiper?
Little mini squeegee or something.
Like something along those lines. And then how about this? Just think about what, so he's trying to call this game last night. He's watching through the shield. Think about how hard it is when you get in the car in the morning on a really humid morning, how hard it is to see out that windshield. Like a lot of times, even after you swipe it off, it's still hard to see. And then so that got my brain kind of cranking up where like, there's no way that Andy Reid could see the numbers on the jerseys, right? Like, to me, he probably just saw, like, blurs, just blobs kind of moving around on the
I was
football
wondering if he
field.
could see his play sheet.
So that's the thing. He has gotten so damn good at the game of football and calling football. To me, I feel like he's ascended where he's like a grandmaster in chess. He can play the game in his head.
Doesn't need the sheet?
No, he'd be like pawn to E5 or whatever. So, like, if you give, I wish there was a world we could do this where you give Andy Reid, you put him in a box so he can't actually watch the game, but you give him down, distance, and like time on the clock. You give him all that information.
scenario.
Yes. And then let him call that game. I bet you he would still kick ass. So yeah, Andy Reid, while it's not ideal, he doesn't need to see the numbers. He doesn't need to see the details. At this point, look at that screenplay that we were talking about. His design, he just has the game of football dominated right now.
Ogeron going face mask or mask?
That does not look Ogeron friendly.
At all.
At all.
At all.
And honestly, the reason why Andy Reid, because the face mask, I think a normal face mask like O'Brien had looks more badass, but Andy Reid just won the Super Bowl, and we all know how incredible he is, so he can wear whatever he wants. Ogeron would fall into that same category a lot, but there's a ton of Andy Reid jokes as well. Is Coach O as well suited to handling the jokes as Andy Reid? Because I feel like he has a bit of a tougher persona in public, and so maybe a more traditional mask would serve him better.
Ask Brooks Cabina.
Yeah.
You know
He
what I mean?
shut that down. That was, and no mustache, fro, no facial hair, so he should be able to pull off the. But I mean, then again, man, we are going to miss out on some of the, some of the best memes to come out of last college football season were Coach O's angry faces, happy faces, just all the faces.
Lip reading.
Yep, all of it.
Speaking of LSU football, Terrace Marshall was speaking yesterday, replacing Jamar Chase. He spoke on that. He also talked about the chemistry with his quarterback, Miles Brennan.
Man, Miles has been great. Our chemistry with me and him and the receivers, it's been great. We've been clicking in practice. I'm really looking forward to see how well we're going to click in the game.
More from Marshall. Here he is speaking about what his leadership role is on this this squad.
Yeah, I look to be as one of the leaders on the team as a whole. I mean, not just in the receiver room. I mean, because it goes way beyond that because it's a team sport. So, I mean, I try my best. I'm around here. I try my best to keep my head high, and set example for the younger guys, that just came in, and just try to be the best I can be for the team.
Terrace Marshall will see the number one cornerback each week from the opposing team. How's he feel about that?
Like I said, man, I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm not really thinking about who's going to be in front of me. Once I get in the game, my mindset is to kill whoever's in front of me. So, I mean, I'm just taking it one day at a time, and whenever it gets there, whoever's in front of me is going to have to handle me.
Well, damn, it doesn't get more straightforward than that, man. And I just love all this Terrace Marshall sound because so much of their success this season is dependent on him not shying away from that stage, but embracing that post-Jamar Chase void, and that sounds like a man who is embracing it.
Does he feel overlooked?
I mean, me personally, I could say yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I just let my plan do the talking. I mean, once I get to the season, once I get out there on the field, I know that once I do my best, then it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good show. So, I mean, I'm not really worried about all of the politics and all of the he say, she say. I just go out there and ball and do what's best for the team.
I love it, Terrace.
Reid Gilbert. Everybody's got an opinion on Gilbert. What's Marshall's?
I could say his early impression is his eye candy. I mean, he 6'5", 6'6", 2. Just I don't know how many pounds he weigh. I don't want to know, but he's a freak of nature, and I'm very excited to see what he can do on the field and during the season.
Get your 6 jerseys.
Yeah. Look, man, he has a chance. I mean, he has a chance to get those numbers.
This is the last one here, Musso. He's talking about how he improved his blocking in the offseason.
One thing I know that I needed to improve at was blocking. So I mean, we've been doing individual drills in the off season. So I mean, that's one main thing that I try to focus and lock in on when I'm doing drills or in practice. I mean, I'm just want to do all of the small things right as much as I can, and that's about it.
Yeah, and look, blocking wide receiver. If you want to talk about how you turn 10-yard runs into 20-yard runs into touchdowns, it's blocking on the perimeter. And you heard Scott Woodward yesterday. The running game's looking strong. Now LSU fans are going to take that however they want to take that, but that just makes sense, right? If you look at last season, LSU didn't necessarily start out wanting to throw the ball 70% of the time, whatever it felt like they did. They kind of just continued to evolve that direction when they noticed we're just not getting stopped. It keeps being successful. This year's LSU team will definitely have more of a running game presence.
Liam Shanahan was speaking to the media as well. He was asked about the transition from the Ivy League defensive line to some of the guys he's seen at LSU's practice.
Obviously it's a change from the Ivy League. Guys across the board are, bigger, stronger, faster for the most part. But, I'm really just trying to take it one day at a time, attack every day in practice out here on the field. I think I've been getting better, every day, and that's really what I'm just trying to focus on. Everyday improvement. So ultimately we'll be ready to go September 26th. So.
Liam Shanahan was also talking about his relationship with the offensive line coach, James Craig.
I've learned a ton since I came down here, especially from Coach Craig. I've spent a lot of time meeting with him, just really getting caught up to speed on the offense, and even continuing to do so now. I'm still trying to meet with him as much as possible and get caught up to speed so that we'll be ready to go and hit the ground running. So.
Sounds like the voice of a champion, if you ask me.
We will talk more college football with Cole Cubelic next.
Off the Bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Brought to you daily by Central Plumbing Company, online centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Get in touch with Central Plumbing Company today. If you need a generator, if you need plumbing services, whether residential or commercial, let Central Plumbing Company handle those needs for you online, centralplumbing.org, or call them 925-8552.
925-8552, a number that's very easy to remember. Go ahead and lock it in so that whenever you have any plumbing issues, toilet that won't flush, shower won't drain, water squirting out of some sink not working, anything and everything, Central Plumbing is your one-stop plumbing shop. They can fix it all because they've seen it all, and I mean that. They've been at it for over 40 years. And if you look at their humble roots to how widespread they are now, I mean, they got a massive fleet. Everybody's licensed, bond, insured. You only grow that way if your customers are consistently satisfied. So whether it's an office building, residential, Central Plumbing's your one-stop plumbing shop, 925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Hey, it's Kate Voisin. Join us Friday night at 6 for the Lake After Hours Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep School Board Show. Our guests include LHSA Executive Director Eddie Bonine, Denham Springs Head Football Coach Brett Beard, EA's Darnell Lee, and more. Friday night at 6, live from Walk-Ons in Town Center on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we're talking a lot of college football last segment as we heard from Terrace Marshall and Liam Shanahan speaking to the media yesterday, a part of LSU's media availability. We're also reacting to Clyde Edwards-Helaire's debut in the NFL last night as the Baton Rouge native rushed for over 135 yards and had his first NFL touchdown. Cole Cubelic covers SEC football for the SEC Network and ESPN. He is the best in the business of breaking down the game. You can catch him here every Friday on ESPN New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Alexandria, talking about the game, brought to you by Tex Morris and Edward Jones. Good morning, Cole. How are you?
Hey, doing great, guys. How are you?
We are in the middle of the forest over here, and we were very much biased on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but his NFL debut last night was fantastic. Is there a better fit for a rookie in the league than Clyde and KC?
Probably. I don't think so. I talked a lot about this when he was drafted, is how good of a fit it was because of how multiple he can be and how versatile he is. And you went back and you look at the fact that they hadn't had a running back with 300 touches in the last few years, and really didn't have another running back with the kind of experience that they needed on that roster returning. And you look at the other weapons: Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Demarcus Robinson, Mecole Hardman. You've got guys who are going to gain some focus, and you've got guys who are going to gain attention. That's only going to leave things open for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And you got a quarterback that's not afraid to tuck it and run a little bit if he needs to. So I think depending on how you defended them, you could utilize him in the run game. You can utilize him in the screen game. He's a guy that obviously can stay in and help in protection, so he doesn't have to come out of the game at certain points in time. I felt pretty confident he was going to get his touches and get his opportunities, and I think you got a perfect example of it last night.
What's he do best?
Man, I would just say how shifty he is in the open field, and it's kind of weird because he's not as quick twitch or as explosive as like an Adrian Peterson or a Leonard Fournette, but he's just crafty. He kind of reminds you a little bit of Kevin Falk, sort of, how like he doesn't look overly dynamic with how he moves, but he always seems to find a way to get away from people, whether it's a stiff arm, whether it's bouncing off somebody, whether it's a juke. He puts that one foot in the ground and he gets north and south. And so I would just say that, how crafty he is in the open field would probably be his best attribute.
What about the Chiefs, Cole? I was kind of struck by the similarities of what it felt like watching LSU's offense last year and the Chiefs last night, just in terms of like the boxes that Clyde is running against, right? These are very light boxes in the same way that LSU had that 11 personnel that you just, it's an impossible problem to solve. The Chiefs, do they have a similar makeup right now in the NFL?
Yeah, because think about, T-Bob, where are you going to place your attention?
I don't know.
You have to keep the safety over top of Tyreek Hill, and then all of a sudden, Mecole Hardman can get over the top. Demarcus Robinson can get open. Travis Kelce's going to work the middle of the field. You still got a guy in Sammy Watkins who's been ultra productive throughout his career. You got a really good offensive line. You got a quarterback that can make every throw, that's great on the run, can create on his own, can leave the pocket. Like I said earlier, I'm not saying that he's necessarily a runner that you're going to build, 10, 12 runs a game on, but he'll pull his own read and make you pay for it if he has to. I just don't know where you place your emphasis on defense. They literally force you to defend the entirety of the field. And when you're a running back, you have defenses that have to keep their safeties at bay. You have defensive ends that have to sort of stay outside and protect the width of the field. You have linebackers and safeties and nickel and alley defenders that have to take care of a tight end, and most of them probably can't cover him one-on-one. I really don't know what you do. I think the only thing that if it were me, I would probably try to attack Kansas City, and I'd probably pay for it.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any other way you're not going to sit back and beat them. And the quarterback's too good, and the weapons are too good. So when you have all those weapons that are going to gain attention in other places, that's going to open up space for your tailback, and that's one of the reasons I thought it was a great pick for Kansas City.
Yeah, Cole, I think I read yesterday that I think Mahomes has thrown like 25 touchdowns to one pick when he's been blitzed as well. So I feel you. It's just an impossible problem to solve. So that was really fun watching the NFL last night. There was also some college, little ACC action. Derek King in Miami. You got Notre Dame. Who's Notre Dame? Is it Duke this weekend, I believe?
Correct.
Their
yes.
first conference game ever. Cole, you're the college football expert, man. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I was excited about last night. I had them both on, but I had the volume on UAB Miami. I do radio in Birmingham, so of course I needed to pay attention to that one. And I was excited to see Derek King and Rhett Lashley in that offense and see how it worked out. He looked great on the ground, running for 83 yards, and Cameron Harris looked great on the ground. That run game and the pace and tempo of Miami's offense was exceptional. I thought they wore that defense down. I thought Phil Clark came out in a completely different look, which Miami probably struggled with a little bit earlier. But Derek King missed some deep balls. He had some big opportunities in that game. And so I think if he sort of calms down a little bit, you're still going to potentially see a massive year from him. Not that people care that much, but UAB is going to have to make a quarterback change at some point. I just don't think Tyler Johnson can make the throws downfield to be able to stretch things. I'm looking forward to the game that I've got Saturday. I think the Raging Cajuns coming up here to Ames, Iowa, have an opportunity to really, really make things interesting. I obviously love Levi Lewis. I love the offensive line. I love the style of ball that they play. They're going to get that stretch play going, and Rob Sale's going to play ground and pound. And then you got the three-headed monster at tailback with Regis and Mitchell. They're a fun team to watch, but Iowa State's a fun team to watch. I'll tell you guys this. The more film I study on Iowa State, the more convinced that I come that Brock Purdy is the second best quarterback in college football. Whoa. And I really believe that. I think after Trevor Lawrence, and that's obviously for one reason, Justin Fields is not playing right now. But I think Brock Purdy's second best quarterback in college football. I mean, this kid can make every single throw. He's elusive. He is fantastic on the move. And I think he's underrated. Now, he's going to be a little bit undersized, but I think he's going to continue to wow people throughout the course of this season. They got a big group of tight ends, good group of tight ends. They got a stud at tailback in Brees Hall, who really came on late last year. But they lose 4 starters on the offensive line, and the defense is not super athletic. They play hard, man. I'll tell you, if you want to watch a defense that plays the way you're supposed to play, that corners come up and actually tackle, and safeties come screaming down into the box and are not afraid of contact, whether that's taking on blockers to try to disrupt plays and put some trash in the alley or something like that. I mean, this Iowa State defense plays that kind of ball. But I don't know if they're athletic enough to be able to keep up with some of the things that the Cajuns are going to do offensively. So I really think this is going to be an interesting game. I'm excited to be on the call for it. You mentioned Duke and Notre Dame. Obviously, Chase Bryce at quarterback for Duke. I think that's going to be fun to watch. That's one that I'm looking forward to. I think Western Kentucky, Louisville could be interesting. I think Western Kentucky's going to have a good team, and I have really high expectations for Louisville this year. I think Cunningham at quarterback and Tutu Atwell at wide receiver, they got weapons on offense, man, and I love their system. It's similar to what the Cajuns run. Just they get that stretch play going, then they build play action, they read some option stuff off of it, they take their shots. It's kind of like that App State tree of offenses really now that it's sort of the group of 5 is taking over. You saw what BYU did Monday night. Like they murder that stretch play. And then to me, that opens up everything else. If you can get the outside zone going, everything else opens up. You can run bootlegs. Your quarterback can run reads off of it. You can take your deep shots, waggles, throwbacks, screens. Like once you get that defense flowing, everything else opens up. And both of these teams are actually going to run it in our game. But teams like App State runs it really well. Arkansas State runs it well. Memphis runs it really well. And Louisville just hammers it. And they got a quarterback that can go. And they do some things to put him in pretty cool positions as well.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It reminds me of those old Alex Gibbs Broncos teams with Terrell Davis, where everything was dependent on that stretch zone.
Cut back, yeah. Cole, we love Napier in this neck of the woods. He's been great to us. He was a weekly during the college football season as UL's head coach, and he's coming back. Is he on the short list for a next big job?
Has to be.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's not. Yeah. And, he's kind of like Jeremy Pruitt, where a lot of people are going to watch video clips of him or see interviews, and they're going to say, oh, that guy?
Yeah.
that's your hot commodity,
Yeah.
but they don't know that he can just flat out coach.
Right.
And that's the thing with Pruitt. I mean, Pruitt's one of the best in-game coaches in college football.
Oh.
And he's not gonna wow you with an interview, or he's not gonna blow you away with a soundbite. But the dude can just flat out coach. I think Billy Napier is exactly the same way. He doesn't have this big explosive personality, and he's not throwing out all these ridiculous slogans and sayings and quotes and all this other stuff. But the guy can coach. The guy can recruit. The guy knows how to build a roster. He's got a great staff. He's loyal. I know they would love to keep him there in Lafayette, but there's going to be a lot of people knocking on his door, because I think they're going to have another really good year. And so that's going to make it tough to keep him around.
Cole, what are you most looking forward to with SEC play? What are we? 2 weeks away. Is it next week? 2 weeks away.
As far as week one?
Yeah, week one.
I mean, for me, it's Kentucky Auburn. I think that is a massive sort of swing game, fork in the road game. I think LSU Mississippi State is intriguing for a lot of reasons, but I think the winner of that Kentucky Auburn game has a chance to really extend and exceed expectations. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys will really remember this, but it's kind of making me think about what the Auburn-Mississippi State game was from like 2008 to 2014, where it was always like the second or third week of the season, and whoever ended up winning that game usually went on to have a pretty good year, and the loser would be like 6 or 7 win team, like barely hanging on for life. Like 2010, Cam they barely got out of Starkville with a win. 2013, Nick Marshall had to hit C.J. Uzoma on a wheel route with like 1:15 left to win that game with Jordan Hare. Like, they were always just like physical, slugfest, heavyweight fights, and you were just lucky to get out of there with a W. I think that Auburn-Kentucky game is going to be that. I think physically Kentucky can match up. I think they have a lot better skill than a lot of people believe. Brad White did an excellent job with that defense last year. The majority of the front seven is back. They have experience back in the secondary. And Kentucky, when you look at the matchup, guy for guy, dude for dude, across the board, there's a lot of areas that they match up and can be problematic for that Auburn football team. Now, athleticism on offense is something where Auburn might have a little bit of an advantage, but if you don't have guys that know how to block, it's not going to really matter. I mean, we kind of saw that with UAB last night. UAB's got some legit skills. Spencer Brown's going to play in the NFL. Austin Watkins going to play in the NFL. But Tyler Johnson didn't have a lot of time to deliver the football, and some of that was on him, confidence-wise. But, I mean, that Auburn offensive line is going to be very interesting to watch against a D coordinator that knows how to pressure, knows how to attack, and you've got a lot of veterans on that side of the football that have played in this league. So we don't know exactly who the Auburn running back's going to be. 4 new starters on the offensive line. Has Bo Nix progressed? What's the play calling going to look like? What's the offensive design going to be? Who's really running the offense? What's the play calling look like? Pace and tempo. Just a lot of questions for an early kick at home, again, with 20, 15, 18,000 fans in the stands. Yeah. So just going to be a very interesting game.
The top college football analyst in our country. Every Friday morning, you can catch him here on Off the Bench, brought to you by Tex Morris and Edward Jones. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. from Ames, Iowa. He will be on the call on ESPN for UL, the Raging Cajuns, traveling up to Ames to take on Iowa State. Have a great call. We'll talk to you next week.
Do you guys tell Tom Hart that that's how you describe me every week? Because if not, I need you to tell him that the next time.
We will cut that bite up and tweet it out today with everybody tagged in it.
He bailed on us for KBO, so Tom's he's not in our good books right now.
Won't even return a text now.
Wow.
Well, he must be getting more gear from Kentucky's basketball program or something. So he's doing some other station. So
you heard that
G-string. He gets his feelings hurt really easy.
He does seem a bit sensitive, if I'm being honest.
Have a good weekend, Cole.
See you guys.
Later, man. Close out hour 2 next.
Off the Bench with Kalana and T-Bob.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body, DGBauto.com. Remember, get in touch with Donaldsonville Glass this morning if you are looking for collision repair. If you've been in an accident and you need collision repair, remember, it's up to you where you take your vehicle. It's not up to the insurance agent or insurance company to tell you where to take your car to get fixed. It's up to you. Go to Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They've been there since 1977. In fact, if you're in an accident and the police show up, don't let them tell you what tow company to use to move the vehicle from the accident spot. Use Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They have 24-hour towing available for you. Online, DGBauto.com.
DGBauto.com, DGBauto.com. You go to Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Check them out on Facebook as well. Look, you'll figure out why they are everybody's one-stop car shop. The collision repair and the bodywork is second to none. It's great. Your car's going to look brand new. But I mean, you can even get an inspection sticker, an oil change, anything and everything. They're going to treat you right and get you out safely, affordably, and quickly. Go to DonaldsonGlassandBody.com today.
Off the Bench, hanging with Esther and Hanny, after further review and more, are all live daily on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Subscribe now to interact with us inside the live chat driven by Bayou Ford.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Here at the Big Squeezy.
Yo, join us for a TGIF edition of Hanging with Hester and Hanny, presented by Richard Tana from noon to 3. We've got an actual NFL game to break down. We'll tell you how Clyde Edwards-Helaire did in his NFL debut and more on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, good stuff from Cole Cubelic. Remember, if you missed it, it's online, brought to you by Carriages of Baton Rouge. Everybody have a good, safe weekend. Seems like it's going to be raining for Baton Rouge.
Really?
For the majority of it. I think Friday forecast this afternoon, thunderstorms
Where's
tomorrow. I was just following their weather reports on as we got it on the TV studio here and just looking at the 72-hour.
But guess what? We can watch football, right? We could be inside. It might be raining, but you can watch football. Go look at the 11 a.m. games tomorrow. I mean, they're not the most exciting, but they're not bad.
I got them for you right here.
It's major college football. What do we got?
Syracuse, North Carolina from Chapel Hill.
I'm
looking
super
forward to
into
North
that.
Carolina. Yep.
Super into that at 11 a.m.
So just like Cole said, he'll be on the call for Louisiana Lafayette. A good loyal listener of ours, Matt Sharp, will be the producer for that game in ESPN up in Ames, Iowa, as Iowa State will host UL. Eastern Kentucky, West Virginia, Arkansas State, K-State.
I love West Virginia.
UL Monroe taking on Army.
Did that didn't get postponed? Was it the Louisiana Tech game or the UL Monroe game that got postponed? One of them got postponed. We'll look it up.
Duke, Notre Dame, 1:30 NBC.
That's pretty sexy. First ever Notre Dame conference game.
Georgia Tech, Florida State, 2:30 tomorrow.
Okay, Georgia Tech's really bad. We talked about it a bit yesterday. So was Florida State. Norvell is a terrible offseason in a lot of ways, but he is a good football coach. I like Georgia Tech's strength coach randomly, but yeah, I think Florida State. We'll figure out if Florida State's going to be an actual threat in the ACC or not.
UTEP at Texas tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. We'll see if Tom Herman can hold off the
upset alert.
Yeah, I agree. Moose.
Yeah. What do y'all know about
You heard
UTEP?
it here first.
What do y'all know about?
Zero. I can't even name. I'm trying to name a mascot and a coach from UTEP.
The Miners. They're the Miners. Their mascot is the Miners.
Golden Miners?
No, I think just the Miners.
Okay, Miners.
They're located in El Paso.
I know that. El Paso.
They were used
Danny,
to be
who's UTEP's head football coach?
They used to be Southwest Texas or whatever when they beat Adolph Rupp in Kentucky in basketball for the Natty back in the day.
That's right.
So
Joy Hour 3, the Oddfather, Mitzi, and Megan making money. Sheesh, get me out of here, bro.
Have a great weekend.
Brought to you
I've got
daily
you
by
to
Secure Shredding. Yes, Secure Shredding and Recycling. Online, SecureShreddingandRecycling.com. Remember, your document destruction specialist over at Secure Shredding and Recycling. Mention Off the Bench. They will destroy 2 hard drives for free. They also offer drop-off shredding, mobile shredding. Get in touch with them. They got great services here in Baton Rouge, serving the entire listening area. A premier provider of document destruction services, individuals, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and government agencies. Have a good weekend.
SecureShreddingRecycling.com, SecureShreddingRecycling.com. Keep it with the local guys. They'll give you a better rate. But more importantly, look, ultimately, document destruction is a services business. They are there to serve your needs. So they can destroy on-site in their trucks. They have drop-off points. They can bring it back to their facilities. Bottom line, whatever you need, they got you. Secure Shredding and Recycling.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Corbell Toyota
in Opelousas, you can get into a Tundra for $7,000 off MSRP. That's right, $7,000 off MSRP. And we have plenty in stock. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Cordell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Friday, September 11th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see thunderstorms with a high of 91. In case you missed hour one or two of the show, you can catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Brought to you by Carriages. Coming up today on OTBOT, the Ott father Jimmy Ott, Ben Mintz, and Megan Making Money will square off with each other at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch us live at the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel and interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. Make sure you subscribe to the Off the Bench YouTube channel. Set your notifications. New content posted there daily. OTBOT starts right now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Yeah, Michael Ford played out gloves. What up, y'all? Welcome in OTBOT here on this Friday. Feeling good. We got a lot to get to this hour. Was my mic on this whole time? Did I just turn up my own volume? I'm a professional.
I turned up.
Okay. I was wondering. This was a little weird.
You don't have control of that.
Okay, right on.
Only your headphone volume.
Well, I didn't know if I just whatever. Point is, welcome in. It's Friday. I got my guy, the Destroyer, Ben Mintz, sitting with me as I do every single Friday. Musso and Danny hanging out with you. We got a brand new OTB tier list to dive into. The science is back once again. Casual Friday tier list, I should say, is this week. We are ranking Little Debbie's and Hostess snacks. Ironically, this is not my strong suit. I'm a meat and potatoes fat guy. I've never been much of a sweets fat guy, so that's why we're going to need you, Musso, you, Danny, and you, the listeners, more than ever today.
I got you.
Okay, perfect. I love this. So we'll get into that more next segment. At 9:30, I'm very excited. Look, we're still going to hammer out some details to see where it goes throughout the year. I got to work on the intro, but at 9:30, the first episode of the Degeneration Dome. 3 degenerates enter, 1 degenerate leaves. That's right. We're putting my guy, Ben Mintz the Destroyer, against Jimmy Ott the Ottfather, against Triple M, Megan Making Money, the stay-at-home mother turned sharp, and we're going to see who survives season long. I told him every week I want 3 winners from them against the spread. Any football games, college or NFL, 3 winners. We're going to keep track of that throughout the year, and then we'll eventually come up with a prize and a punishment. And I'm going to throw my hat in the ring as well as the amateur in this mix. And I've got 3 that I feel good about, Benny. I've got 3 that I feel good about here.
I feel pretty good about you growing up around football and have been around it your whole life. I wouldn't sell you as too much of an amateur.
I would agree if I hadn't lost to my girl Asia, the pigskin princess from Hooters last year, in picking games straight up. And I did lose to her very famously and had to wear a Hooters uniform that I actually think I pulled off. But, that's not for me to decide. We could put that on the poll if you wanted to. But I thought I looked great. My ass looked fantastic, if I'm just being completely honest.
That's the last place that needs to be, is on a poll.
Well done, Musso. That's the energy that I am looking for this Friday. Ben, I don't know about you. Sorry, go on.
I was saying maybe you'll be on the Ole Miss Cup. You see what Ole Miss did?
Hey, we talked about Dr. Sins,
dude.
I
mean, maybe that's your next step,
hey,
man.
The Renaissance man. Why not honor one of our modern American heroes? I mean, for real, when you're talking about celebrities, who's had more eyeballs on him than Dr. Sins? Go look at the P-Hub analytics they release at the end of each year and recognize how degenerate this entire country is, the entire world is. And that's why I'm glad to represent that degeneracy on Fridays with Mincy, Triple M, and the Oddfather. So before we get into that, Ben, oh man, it's Football Friday. I know y'all are hyped for Rufino's, but how damn good did it feel watching the NFL? By the way, Mint 60, Chiefs laying the 9. Beautiful pick.
Yeah, it's just, I'll say last night, first of all, we had a great turnout at Jolie Pearl.
Hell yeah,
so
dude.
much fun. Just great energy in there. We've got an awesome Moisture happy hour every Thursday night. It's going to be a Thursday night watch party for NFL all year. And I think if last night's any indication, we're off to a great start. Man, these Chiefs games are kind of like parties. I mean, LSU was like that last year, too.
Really
it's just like a celebration. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you talk about one of the most magnificent rises in a year. I mean, a year ago, people were saying John Emery's going to lead LSU in rushing.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about a guy that was like hoping to be a 6th-round pick, hopefully, and now, you know, he runs for 2 touchdowns, 137 yards.
He fits the system perfectly. And it's the same thing he was doing at LSU. He's running against light boxes constantly because who do you commit? And the second you put a 7th man in that box, you're going to be screwed. Like, the Chiefs will kill you in other ways. So I'm super pumped. I hate to be that fantasy D-bag, but I'm walking around like I just got a giant fantasy slang in my pants because I'm tied. I got Pat Mahomes this year.
Oh, nice.
And it just feels awesome.
Oh, it's the best.
It just feels super fun to watch him. Like
it's the best.
He sleptwalked last night. It felt like he casually sleptwalked his way into 3 TDs.
Yeah, the only problem with Mahomes in fantasy is just when they get those 3 and 4 touchdowns leads, they shut it down. Like, that's the only negative. I mean, because they just win so badly. But, man, Mahomes looked great last night. Edwards-Helaire, I told Musso this off the air. I mean, their shade reminds me of a young Emmitt Smith a lot. With the fucking
Really?
not too big, not too fast, but shifty, vision, you know.
Power as well when he needs it.
I mean, I know he's more of a receiver. I'm not saying he's going to be the all-time leading NFL rusher or second or whatever Emmitt is. But, I mean, he reminds me a lot of that. Emmitt was 5'8", like 210. You know, just ran behind a good O-line, shifty, the spins, all that, just leans forward.
I mean, it's that dense, like, square body structure that they have. They look like a square or like a rectangle if you were to look at them like a human being. And then we talked about it earlier. I don't think I can get away from the Warwick Dunn comparisons either, just in terms, not in style of running, as much more just in terms of you just can't square them up. Running back is a position that is brutal, that it's very easy to get hurt at, and you would think you're smaller, it's harder. But ironically, guys like Eckler or Clyde or Warwick Dunn, because they're smaller, they don't seem to take those big blows. You rarely see them get blown up. So
I also want to mention another Louisiana guy, his first game of his career, L'Jarius Sneed out of Minden, went to Louisiana Tech, was a 4th-round pick, got an interception.
Okay.
First game of his career, a little 3-1 grade.
Hell yeah,
Louisiana
dude.
guys all over the Chiefs. Badger, Edwards-Helaire, and Sneed starting, too.
The entire running back room is LSU
Yeah,
guys,
Darrell
right?
Williams.
It's Darrell Williams, and I think they re-signed Spencer Ware. So, like, literally the Chiefs running back room is all LSU guys. How could Tiger fans not cheer for that? Like, I'll cheer for the Chiefs until it comes to the Saints-Chiefs Super Bowl, and then obviously I'll hope that they back off. Even though after last night, Ben, okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
What was your takeaway? Because last night, the Chiefs to me look scarier than ever because now they have a dynamic runner added to the mix. Are we making too much of it? Like, are the Texans actually not that good?
They're not good.
Okay.
They got problems. They got a decent front 7 on linebackers are good, but man, I don't like a lot about the Texans. Laramie Tunsil is a good left tackle. David Johnson looked like he may give him a running game, though. I was encouraged by what I saw from him in the first half of the game.
Well, but that's the problem, right? Is that David Johnson did good. Like, David Johnson did better probably than a lot of people would think he would do, but it still doesn't hold a candle to the element that DeAndre Hopkins brought to the offense.
Yeah, I think those guys will do better in a non-rainy in the Dome in Houston because they got a bunch of speed receivers with Cooks and Stills and Fuller and Cootie, so maybe they'll be a little better in a non-rainy game, but that's not an excuse. This is football. You got to play it. in the elements. And I want to compliment the Kansas City pass defense because everybody always says, you think about the Kansas City offense, man, when they get a 2 or 3 touchdown lead, when Frank Clark and Chris Jones and those guys can come after the passer, and then they got guys like Badger and they got guys that make plays and turnovers in the secondary, that's not a team you want to play from behind against. You need to, if you're going to beat the Chiefs, you got to have 7 or 8 minutes of sustained drives. You keep Mahomes on the sideline, you don't get them in rhythm, and you shorten the football game.
So that's the problem, though, right? Is that that's how the Texans beat them last year in the regular season. They held on to the ball for 40 minutes. But now that the Chiefs can run the ball like this, well, now they can hold on to the ball if they want to, right? And then you're like, okay, well, what if you jump out to a lead on the Chiefs? Well, look at the playoffs last year. It means nothing. The Texans jumped out to a 24-0 lead, and they trailed by halftime. So I don't know. The only thing that could hold this Chiefs back, it feels like, and yes, obviously, on this Friday, after one game of the NFL, this is prime time, super large scale take territory. Like we are going to draw huge conclusions from one game. The only thing that I feel like stops the Chiefs from winning another championship would be bad injury luck, because they just look like they have every single facet of the game that you need to be good at. They're good at. I mean, how good did Chris Jones look at the pass rush last night? Like, you think they're happy they paid him and kept him around, and Clark? So it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, well, you still got to look at the AFC. A team like the Ravens with the running game and Lamar can give them problems chewing up the clock.
Okay.
That's a matchup that could be really, really tough for them. I mean, look, the Texans are on the way down. We talked about that yesterday. They're over under 7.5 this year. Feels like their defense is kind of regressing. They lose DeAndre Hopkins. Bill O'Brien, does he have control of the team or not? It just kind of seems like a lot of weird stuff. So, I don't know that Houston's anything too great. But Kansas City, look, they're it doesn't take a rocket science to see how special they are.
No, and I'm just so fascinated in the parallels between now their 11 personnel that they can run with those top 3 receivers, and then Kelsey and Edwards-Helaire, and how similar it looked to LSU's last year with Chase and Marshall and Thad Moss and Helaire. So, hey, good luck. Good luck trying to D him up. All right, when we get back here on OTB OT, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to introduce the Casual Friday tier list. You can let us know what you think about it. We'll move it around, kind of talk things out as we do. Science. And I'm also going to introduce kind of our girl Triple M's backstory, because you know about the Destroyer. You know about the Oddfather. Who's this new girl on the scene? And then at 9:30, it's time for the Degeneration Dome. So stick around here on OTBOT.
OTBOT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Do you know the proper way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in your office? We do. We're Jani-King, a leader in the cleaning industry for over 30 years, and we've developed comprehensive programs to address proper cleaning and disinfection. We have experience in applying disinfecting programs in hospitals, office buildings, schools, and other venues. Now we're ready to help and able to assist customers that need disinfecting services.
Jani-King, the king of clean.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Recapping opening night in the NFL and getting you set for a big weekend in college football, plus Terrio's in studio. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
But I do love Fig Newt. What's that from, Musa? Is that
Talladega Nights?
Yeah.
This sticker is dangerous and inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newt.
What a great movie, dude.
Sold the windshield.
What a great movie. Speaking of Sacha Baron Cohen, who, of course, plays... who's the French guy? What's his name?
Jean Girard.
Yes. I love crepes. But speaking of Sacha Baron Cohen, have you all heard that he actually has already filmed Borat 2?
I saw that.
Yeah, he secretly filmed Borat 2, and they've already test screened it for audiences. So if you're like me and you're a huge fan of Borat 1, and it was so weird and so spectacular. I mean, that naked wrestling scene is
an experience, that Borat movie.
Just wild. So Borat 2 on the horizon. Also, The Boys Season 2, Episode 4 today. This excitement in my voice is why weekly staggered releases matter. And it's why I'm no longer a fan of getting all the episodes at once.
Really?
I like it being split up. I like a little... I like a little like wanting. I like having to wait on it.
Yeah.
I like it being withheld from me for a few reasons. I think it allows everybody, like in a pop culture sense, it allows us all to be at the same space. So it's none of the like, you've already seen how deep are you in the season? Well, I'm here. No, we're all in the same space, so I can talk to people throughout the week who are caught up on it. And so yeah, like short term, you're missing a little bit of that satisfaction, but long term works out. Also, anytime you get like 4 hours deep into a show, you start to feel bad about yourself, right? Because you've been sitting there for 4 hours. You're like, I don't know if this is hitting with me anymore. And then you're like so obsessive, like, I need to know what happens. But then when you figure out what actually happens, it actually doesn't feel as good because you're so stressed about the amount of your time that you just dedicated to this television show. So boys, Season 4, Season 2, Episode 4 today. Let's go. All right, it is time, as we do every Friday, to do some science. the
Yeah, I got you.
OTB
You can hear me.
Casual Friday tier list. Let's see it. Here we go, Danny. Throw it up on the screen. This week's, we are ranking Little
I can hear
Debbie's
you real
and
time.
Hostess snacks. We have made a first
should
pass at this thing thus far. In the S tier, we have Nutty Bars, Star Crunch, Christmas Tree Brownie, and Fudge Rounds. I just got to say, I did not expect this. I'm not a big sweets guy. I put the Nutty Buddies up there, or the Nutter Bars. Jordy went with Star Crunch, which I've never heard of.
A lot of people like that.
Who
A
did
lot
the
of people like
Christmas
Star-
tree?
Yeah, I did it.
Danny did Christmas tree brownies.
For some reason, all of the Christmas themed Little Debbie's, like I love them. Like I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. But I love the brownies the best.
And then Musso went with the Fudge Rounds in the S tier. So I love the creativity from that group. In the A tier, we got honey buns, oatmeal cream pies, cupcakes from Hostess with a little swirl on top, zebra cakes, and Swiss rolls. That makes a lot of sense. That's a solid ass tier. I'm not a big sweets guy, but I can recognize everybody in there. Then I feel like we're getting a little, we're still kind of figuring things out a little bit lower. Donut sticks in the B, cosmic brownies in the B, Twinkies C, and then fruit pies and fig bars are on the D. Okay, when I look at this unranked list, whatever this strawberry roll-up is, I think it looks like a D to me.
I don't even know what that is.
The strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, strawberry
I'd
shortcake.
probably put it either C or D. Yeah.
Okay, so we can put it in C for now. Pecan pinwheels feels like a D.
I was never a fan of them.
Sounds horrifying.
I was never a fan of them.
A lot of people like those.
But let's be clear. Like all of our tier lists.
Oh, yeah.
All of this is going to be liked. Well, also, but all of this is going to be liked. It's about, though, what's great. Like, stuff in the D tier is still really good. Like, when we ranked All-Americans, guys in the D tier were still unanimous All-Americans. It just is what it is.
Except fig bars. Those are awful.
I do love, fig bars are all right. I do love, like, a good sandwich pinwheel, though.
What about
smoked salmon
Oh,
pinwheels?
hell yeah, dude.
What about the bag
look
of
at fancy skinny mincy with the smoked Sammy penny?
What about the bag of frosted donuts right there? I mean, that's
C.
C? Really? I was gonna go B.
What?
Okay.
Y'all want B?
I was gonna go B. Yeah.
Okay, we can keep it for B for now. But I don't feel super confident about it staying there.
And I
How
put
do you?
the other Christmas trees in the A?
What about?
Danny loves it. Danny
Throw up all
loves
your Danny. I'm
the
not even
Christmas
gonna
stuff.
fight you on your Christmas stuff. I love Christmas too.
In the
Put
chat,
it wherever you
in
want.
the chat, Alex Anderson agrees with me. He says the Christmas snack should be at the top.
Okay, Alex normally has good opinions too, so that's a strong backer to have.
Hot take. It's the same cake. It's just different colors.
Well, no, one's a brownie and one's a cake.
Oh,
so it's different
okay.
texture.
My favorite kind of Christmas themed sweet. I love those sugar cookie logs that have the little pictures on them, and it can be like Halloween, Christmas, whatever. You fire those things up. Ooh, you got a sleepover, and your friend's mom brings those in the room with some glasses of milk. Maybe after a little pizza. That is like a top 10 all-time good feeling. Okay. Does anybody? How do we feel about white fudge ding dongs?
I've never had them, but I feel like they're just not as good as the original.
Let's throw them in the D. How do we feel about what is this? Jelly cream pies?
That sounds terrible.
Throw it in the D.
D.
I love a cream pie. I just don't need any jelly involved. What about s'mores? How do we feel about s'mores?
Probably put it.
I was about to say like actual s'mores
Either
or
C-
whatever.
No. Like you buy them at a store, like Little Debbie's s'mores.
I don't know, but actually, while we're on the topic of regular s'mores, if you don't pull your marshmallow out of the fire till it's on flame, you're a sociopath. I'm just gonna be honest.
Wait, okay,
Great.
hold on. Let's back it up
Great.
because I misunderstood that. So
Your marshmallow needs to be on fire and charred.
No,
Really?
it doesn't.
Does it?
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
I
It
like
doesn't.
see, yeah, because I know
Oh.
that people go both ways. Some like
I
to
like those.
brown it, and
I'm
some like
the
the full
browning
burn.
it guy.
I like it.
Oh,
Actually,
I'm a sociopath. That explains a lot.
It's no. I mean, look, it's kind of like steak, right? I get my steak Pittsburgh style, which is where I'll get it medium rare, but they will char the hell out of that outside. You tell them Pittsburgh style, you're gonna have a nice crust on that
Ooh,
thing.
okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like that veteran tip.
Dude,
I like
my
that.
my wife's grandpa taught me that, and I have never looked back. So I'm a big fan of char. I'd probably lean your way, Ben. I think I'm with you. I like to flame up my marshmallows, but I feel like s'mores purists are always that you need to brown it and warm it.
That's what I think.
And that if you flamed it, you've kind of ruined it, frankly. But still, I'm putting s'mores in the D.
That's fair.
Coffee cakes, D.
It's a ripoff of donut sticks. I feel like.
Yeah, that feels like a D as well. I have no passion for Suzy Q's. I don't even know what those are really. And then are turtle brownies kind of last thing? I feel like on this list.
What about ho-hos? Wait, what about ho-hos? I know we said they were just like the Hostess version of Swiss rolls, but I think they still deserve to be on the list somewhere. Maybe B or C.
If we want to put them back up there, just throw them up where Swiss rolls are.
You can't have them in the same. Can you?
So do you think Swiss rolls are better than
I like
Ho-Hos?
Swiss rolls better.
I'd choose Swiss rolls over Ho. I never had Ho.
Okay, well then put him in the B then. Put him in the B if y'all think there's a separating factor
It's just a
there.
step down.
And then turtle brownies we still have not ranked. I've never had a turtle brownie. Has anybody?
I did not. I had them once. I didn't like them.
Okay, that's a D. That's a D. Okay, as I look at this list now, I really like the shape of it. I think we're a little heavy in the A category.
Oh, I don't. Okay. I think we're heavy in the D category.
No, we are heavy in the D category, but I like these things to kind of look like a set of stairs a lot of times, right? I want the elite of the elite to be proven. So I would almost bump down. I would bump up. Somebody needs to get upgraded to C from D, I believe.
I would upgrade.
I would upgrade the pecan swirls a lot. I mean,
the pecan pinwheels.
Those are very popular.
Okay, bump them up. Bump those
I don't
things up.
particularly enjoy them, but they're very popular.
And then I feel like somebody has to drop out of A.
I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can't do Swiss rolls. I can't drop the zebra cakes.
Can't drop honey buns.
Definitely can't drop honey buns.
Can't
Ben,
drop
how do you
oatmeal
feel about
cream
honey
pies.
buns,
I
dude?
used to like honey buns. I used to like them.
You ever get the iced honey buns? Where like one side's just covered in
yeah,
frosting.
I know about you.
Yeah, Jim Joints is good.
I'll bump down the trees.
All right, yeah, bump down the bump.
Danny's
Get
making a
a little
sacrifice.
fat cock in the cheese.
Y'all gotta try them.
Okay, bump down the trees, and then also I want to bump down one from B to C. I think. I don't love powdered donuts. I do not. I do not think they're very good.
And they're messy.
And they're messy as hell, dude.
Oh,
They're
spoken
messy.
like a
It's
father.
it's like having glitter in the household. It's just going to end up everywhere.
Well,
At least if you're gonna get messy like that, eat a beignet.
Yeah,
if you're gonna get messy like that, eat a
exactly.
beignet.
Thank you, Ben. Ben gets it. As a man who's now 40 pounds lighter, you can trust him. He comes from, like me, he comes from firsthand experience. Okay. I like this list, boys.
Actually, I think I'm gonna change both Christmas trees. I'm gonna change them, interchange them, like.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Christmas cakes over the brownies. Damn, Danny. That means that
I'm
you
remembering
think
how good they are.
So that means that you think they're really in your heart both S tier.
Yeah.
Both of those. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to try them out. Never had them before. All right, we'll get to your comments on this list because we've been live doing this. Science appears to be done. Perhaps your comments will sway us one way or another, but we may have solved one of life's greatest mysteries once again, as we do every Friday. Now, as we go into this next segment, the Degeneration Dome, you know about Mincy, professional gambler, ne'er-do-well, traveling the country, now here in BR on the warpath, just holding it down for Baton Rouge. You know about the Oddfather, Nolan native, been in the game forever, the expert, gambling, radio, everything. You may not know Triple M, Megan Making Money. Go check her out. That's on Twitter. Megan Making Money. No G on that Making, so M-A-K-I-N. And I was talking to her yesterday. I was trying to get a backstory. It's a pretty fascinating story, dude. She's a stay-at-home mom.
Can't wait to hear this.
Has 2 kids, for the last 7 years, whatever. And she said as she's sitting home taking care of her kids, she constantly has sports playing in the background, constantly listening to sports talk radio. And she's just absorbing all this through osmosis. Then she tells her husband, look, I want to learn how to bet lines. I want to learn how to read them and everything. He teaches her. All of a sudden, her picks start beating his. So he goes to Reddit and he's like, hey guys, my wife's beating me. What do I do? Blah, blah. And they're like, well, let's see the wife's picks. Let's see the wife's picks. They're not going to work. They're not going to work. She starts posting her picks on Reddit. Apparently last year she went on a heater.
Nice.
15-0.
Wow.
The internet's freaking out. Then she made a Twitter. He starts handing out picks there. They're winning.
Big Twitter following, too. Huge following.
So that's the thing. She is an attractive female. At first, apparently, everybody thought she was just some dude catfishing everybody because of her profile picture. And then she makes a video where she gives out live picks, and the internet's like, whoa, this is real. And then next thing you know, FanDuel's calling her. All kind of people are calling her. So now Megan's working with FanDuel and going to be on here every Friday. So we have the stay-at-home mom turned sharp, right? That's her kind of Batman origin story. You have Ben, who's just lived this life as fully as you can, basically your entire life, but still a little younger, right? And then you have the old salty vet, the old sea dog coming off the boat, gristle gray beard and everything, Jimmy Ott, Who will win? Only one degenerate can. We'll start it next here on OTB
OT. We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When it's clearance time, smart customers rush to Richards Honda because all your favorite Honda models are at fantastic prices. And with our fanatical customer care, it's no wonder people call Richards Honda the smart choice.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Hi, this is Chance Inman, President and Chief Operating Officer for Janney King Gulf Coast. Here are some ways to protect yourself and those around you from the coronavirus. Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover coughs and sneezes with your elbow. Disinfect high-touch surfaces regularly. Use non-contact methods for greeting others. And avoid touching your face. Following these steps, as well as social distancing, should help all of us stay healthy.
Janney King, the king of clean.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
To all of our heroes working on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, your bravery and selflessness represent the very best of us, and we want to say thank you. I'm asking everyone around the state to join me in celebrating the heroism of our healthcare professionals on the 19th of every month at 1900 hours, that's 7 p.m. Write a note of appreciation, make plans to donate to charitable organizations, or say a prayer. To learn more, visit 19thanks.org. Thank you, and God bless.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Your Honda needs some TLC, and Richards Honda is the smart place to get it. With oil changes at just $39. And with so many service bays, you'll be in and out super fast. Schedule your appointment today at richardshonda.com.
Tune in to a Friday edition of Game Time with Jimmy Ott and Ben Mintz. The guys recap the first NFL game of the season and look ahead to the weekend. We're live from Ruffino's from 6 to 8 p.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Welcome back, OTBOT. Look, we have compiled the science, the numbers, the data, if you will, and we have made some changes to the list. I searched my heart long and hard and looked at y'all's comments, and I agree. Look, Tom Graney knows about this stuff. I believe he might have something to do with convenience stores. He says they sell honey buns 5-1. Oh, yeah, Ben, you are going to actually need headphones. I know that you're like a no gloves, like grit type of radio guy, but you're going to need headphones to hear your compatriots this one. So whatever. We have bumped up honey buns to S, and through a vote in the chat, we have bumped down Star Crunch to A. Sorry, Jordy Claudia. Every time you leave, your S tier choices get clowned, but it is what it is. This looks like a good list. We'll see if we need to refine it anymore. But right now, it's time for the inaugural Degeneration Dome. That's right. We got you three degenerates right by me in studio. Ben Mintz, the Destroyer. On the Comrex, I got the Salty Vet, the Yacht Father, Jimmy Ott. Otter, what's up, brother?
First time radio. How you doing?
Yeah, first time, long time. Great to have you here, Ott. And then we have their counterpart, okay? The stay-at-home mom turned sharp like a superhero. She comes from the shadows. She's setting the internet on fire. Talking about Triple M, Megan making money. Megan, what's up? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. What's up, guys?
All right, let's go, boys. Again, a non-binary boys. That's inclusive of all gingers. Okay.
I mean, Megan and Mintz. I mean, is this like this is like Hamilton he's putting together? I mean, all the pre-work, all the maintenance that he requires. I mean, this T-Bob.
Wow.
I mean, you got a lot of guidelines, huh, T-Bob?
No, look. Here are the rules as I see them now. And if we're not, this could still evolve a bit over time, but the base setup is going to be every Friday. You three degenerates are going to bring me your best 3 football picks. I think we should do these. If it's not like this week, that's fine. I want to do against the spread, right? I don't want to do totals in this segment. I want to get to spread. They can be college or NFL. If you got a total today, that's fine. But we are going to track your records and my record. I'm throwing my hat in the ring, and at the end of the year, we will see who is the greatest degenerate gambler in Baton Rouge. So I'm very excited. We're going to go around here. I think I'm going to say age before beauty. Otter, give me your first pick here. Give me your first. I mean, come on, dude. What do I say? Yeah. Hey, look, Otter. If I look as good as you do when I'm your age, I'll be doing something right. I will say that. My man, the Outfather, can still tear it up in the club, crutches or not.
Hell yeah, dog.
Jimmy. Okay, let's dive in then. First pick. Give me your first pick and give me a little spiel on why you chose it.
All right, I've got 2 NFL picks and 1 college. We'll start with the college first, and Texas State and Texas San Antonio. San Marcos, Texas State, you saw them play SMU pretty close last week, losing by a touchdown. Love to go up-tempo and, cover the big spread very easily. Frank Wilson, we know very well. Now, they're sitting out at Lake Charles at McNeese State this year, but former old Perry Walker coach in New Orleans, St. Aug, Purple Knight, LSU assistant, top-rated recruiter. Middle of Frank Wilson's tenure at San Antonio, and they promised they gave him a lot of budgeting when they hired him at UTSA. Brought them to their first bowl game in his very first year, and then in the middle of his tenure, they hire a new president, and he comes in and shifts a lot of the athletic and football funding to technology research. They were in a field house with like little. I don't know, with those little tarpaulins in between each other. It's really weak. The first-year coaches this year, and with all the restrictions and disruptions, first-year coaches so far in college football, 0-3 against the spread. This is a little bit of a public play. It's gone up from 7. It's up to 8.5, 9.5. Megan shot me the FanDuel line at 9.5. Give us Texas State minus 9.5 over UTSA.
Texas State minus 9.5 over UTSA. Otter's first pick is in. Ben, we'll go to descending order. Mincy, what you got for the people?
I'm going 3 NFL picks. I know that's not a big surprise. First one I've got is the Chicago Bears heading up to Detroit Rock City. Detroit a 3-point favorite. I really like the Detroit Lions a lot this year as long as Matt Stafford can stay healthy. I think the Bears are going to be a huge mess with this Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles thing. I think it's going to tear the locker room apart. And Detroit's my sleeper team in the NFC North. I like them at home, too, playing in the Dome with the way their offense is designed at the fast track. I'm taking Detroit by 3.
All right, now it's time for Triple M, the inaugural pick on the station. Megan, where are you going?
All right, I also have 3 NFL picks. I'm going to go with my first pick as the Cowboys minus -3. And I know the Cowboys, but we have a step up from Jason Garrett. We got McCarthy, who likes to play a little bit more aerial ball. I've read a little bit about Zeke actually catching passes this year, which I am super excited about. You got CeeDee Lamb, so ready to see those hands. You got Amari Cooper. And look, you got Dak, who has a lot to play for right now. So he's super duper motivated. Love the Cowboys -3.
Yeah, we didn't even get into Skip's horrendously bad take, Skip Bayless, but whatever. He's being dunked on all over the country. Wait, Megan, did I hear we in there when referring to the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think we did.
Oh, we?
Yeah, like are you a Cowboys fan, or is this like a we
God,
like here?
No,
okay.
no.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
If
I didn't know.
I'm putting money on the team, I'm a fan of whoever it is.
Okay, perfect. Excellent degenerate answer. I was a little worried there because major red flag character concerns if you were a Cowboys fan.
Excuse me, you know where I live. I'm the same fan.
Hey, okay.
I'm true and true.
Okay, perfect. Next up, Otter, pick number 2. Who you got?
All right. Boy, they are excited about having the Raiders in Las Vegas this year. I mean, they're betting them already. The win total, I think, is a joke against the projected win totals this year. They have the toughest schedule in the NFL. And still that win total at 7.5. I like that under as well. But this game, this is the first, and one of the reasons I like them also, this is first of 5 noon Central starts for the Raiders, going coast to coast to Carolina. Raiders opened up about 1. Megan, what are we showing? Is that 3?
I'm
right
seeing
now?
I'm on FanDuel right now. I'm seeing -3. Raiders -3 at Carolina.
Yep. So taking Matt Rule, Joe Brady, Teddy Bridgewater, the whole crew, McCaffrey. That's a nice one for Bridgewater also, who really does not. He doesn't take a whole lot of chances, and man, dumping it off to McCaffrey is a nice luxury to have for Teddy. So, as I was eating my kolache kitchen, my spicy classic sausage and cheese kolache earlier today, EJ got his breakfast tacos. I know Mincy loves the chorizo and egg tacos over at Kolache Kitchen, but I got as I've been into my spicy classic sausage and cheese kolache, I got Carolina, the Panthers, +3 over the Raiders.
Look at the old salty vet. Shout out Will Edwards in the kitchen. I do love him. I also love City Cafe. Ben, who you got, bro? Pick number 2.
Pick number 2, and you do got me thinking about this breakfast tacos at Kolache Kitchen. I will.
Okay, game time crew, chill out.
Yeah.
Pick number 2.
No. Regardless, my second game, I've got Miami's heading to New England, and Miami does give New England a lot of trouble historically.
Yes.
And Brian Flores,
Yes.
being a Belichick protege, but I think Miami's in huge trouble in this game, and I'll tell you why. They don't have any clue what New England's offense is going to run.
Yeah.
They get a whole new offense with Cam Newton going to be a running offense. It's a tough spot. New England lost Week 17 at home to Fitzy last year. I think it's a revenge game. New England comes out and blasts them. I got New England by 6.5.
Did I hear a boo there, Otter? Do you disagree?
That was me.
No.
That was Megan.
You took the Dolphins, right? That's what
No,
I
I took New England. I like New England.
Oh, okay. I thought you were heading more towards the Dolphins. I was like,
No.
I'm going to have to disagree with you there. Because I'm also on the Pats.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Great minds think alike.
So great line. Did you say great minds or great line? Great lines would be great.
Megan, is there a plagiarism clause in here?
No.
I mean,
Chill out. I want everybody to make because I want your best picks. I want them to be competitive. So you all are making these without knowledge of the other picks. Crossover picks, no big deal at all. So Megan, anything to add on what Ben laid out as far as the Pats are concerned?
Not necessarily. I just think Belichick. We're getting a more motivated Bill Belichick than ever, which is scary because the man is insane with his football knowledge and how to play. Also, we're getting the probably most motivated Cam Newton we've ever seen. I mean, he's pretty much playing for like the Nike of football, and he loves the spotlight. I just think I'm so excited for this Patriots team this season. I'm so ready to watch Cam. But in this first game with Cam, I have to bet it because if it tends to go downhill with Cam, he goes downhill fast. But this first game, I think, is the game to put that money on Cam.
It's true. I think about like the 4-0 start or like the 6-2 start.
He gets banged up
fell
running.
apart.
He gets banged up running, and it hurts him.
All right. We are into the final round, and then I'll just tag my 3 in on the end. Jimmy, start us off, bro. Pick number 3. What you got?
All right, the note on the Belichick Brady thing. I mean, is that an alpha war? I mean, the indirect comments toward each other. I mean,
love it.
A Belichick who doesn't give you any soundbite goes on for 2 minutes and 40 seconds about a quarterback who's never taken a snap for him. Brady, I mean, give me a break, that guy. So I do agree. They both have a little side bet on the line. Going with another West Coast team making a trip to the East Coast, and kind of a fashionable pick, and not bad for the price. In the NFC South, and that's the Atlanta Falcons. And Megan, help me out with this number right now. I'm looking at maybe 2.5.
I got 2.5. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
Plus 2.5 against Seattle. A lot of love with Seattle. They pick up Jamal Adams. I understand that. But they also were one of the best teams in one-score games, the one-score record. They were fortunate. I mean, is that a little bit of luck? Is that a little bit of clutch play? Luck is in there somewhere, and I'm kind of wary of some of those teams. I love Russell Wilson, but I hate their approach, and they're very conservative until they're in a hole. So as I was eating my kolache kitchen earlier this morning, Atlanta, the Dirty Birds, plus 2.5 against Seattle.
Wow, okay, I almost went the opposite way there. I backed off it, but okay, Otter, I see.
And I want a side bet between us on this stuff, too, so,
I know you do. It's because you cannot get it.
Do I have to lay games against Megan and Mincy, or is this straight up?
This
is like a teaser.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, look, as long as we stick to the NFL stuff, I'll go ahead. I'm ready to
drop the nuts on him. You just got Ben excited, dude. Ben's getting he's like shifting, getting a little fired up. Mincy, who you got? Pick 3.
Pick 3, man. That was a good one on Atlanta because I like Atlanta as well, but I'm not going to do that as my third pick. I'm going to start my go against Green Bay all season thing in week 1 here and take Minnesota by 2.5. Green Bay, the luckiest 13-win team possibly in NFL history. Last year, Minnesota, even without its home field is going to hurt a little bit, but they had that bad loss at home to them late in the season. I think they get revenge. I'm taking Minnesota by 2.5.
So
Green
Minnesota
Bay 8-1 last year in one-score games. That's exactly right.
And that's hard to carry over. But then again, the Saints carried that over from 2 years ago to this last year. So we'll see. So you got Minnesota minus 2.5,
Yes.
Mincy. All right, Triple M, take us home. Who's your third and final pick?
All right, so I'm going against, not technically against Ben because he didn't take it, he stayed away, but I'm taking the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks. I am a huge Russell Wilson fan. I'm a huge Pete Carroll fan. This team, they seem loaded to me. I mean, they got Metcalf, they got Lockett, they got Dorsett. They got obviously Jamal Adams. They added Brandon Irving back in, who's going to slide right back into his spot. They've got Dunbar. I mean, I just love this team. I think they're super motivated. Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited. He's going to go out there. He's going to do his thing. Also, I know this is very, the girl side of me, but I know this isn't technically his third child. It's Sierra's third child, but Russell Wilson is obsessed with the number 3, and they just had their third baby. So how are you going to go against Russell Wilson, number 3, loaded team with a third baby, and his name is win? All we're going to do this year with the Seahawks is win.
I love it. So here we are.
Yeah, I see how you want to be, Megan. You follow Mincy and you buck me, okay?
Week 1 in the Degeneration Dome. We have Otter and Triple M going head-to-head.
If any of you beat me in this contest, I'll treat all of you to Rufino's, Baton Rouge, or Lafayette on the river, whatever you want. So just good luck.
I was
good luck.
Say if the Seahawks win, you could just treat me to that Colossians.
Okay. So I'm gonna hop in now because so my 3 picks. Mincy, I'm riding with you. I love the Lions -3 at home versus the Bears. The Bears seem dysfunctional. Ryan Pace is garbage. Mitchell Trubisky's garbage. I like the Eagles -5.5 at Washington football team. Not because I know anything about the Eagles, but because I think if you're talking about dysfunction, it does not get more dysfunctional than the Washington football team, and I don't think Dwayne Haskins is a good quarterback. And then finally, third and final pick, I wanted a dog, right? I just kept looking at favorites. I like the favorites. Why not ride with Captain America himself? Give me Joey Burrow at home, +3 against the Chargers. 3-0 start. 3-0 start
I
right
love
there.
That pick.
Just laid it out. Give me Joey butt cheeks. I think you cannot. He's the alpha. The stage can never be too big. Boom. There you go. Okay. We have to go. Y'all, excellent job. First episode of the Degeneration Dome is in the books. Maybe we'll bump this up to 9:15 and give us more. We'll figure this thing out. I am amassing the picks, though. I will release them publicly on my Twitter. Y'all can share them out as well, and we're going to see where this thing goes. Triple M, Oddfather, thank you so much.
Good luck.
Best of luck, gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Otter, what do y'all got going on at Rufino's today? Are you still there?
Oh yeah, Rohan and Ruffin doing the first hour. We're doing a lot of college football. You know, it's going to a lot when we break down LSU on the Friday. Bruce Marshall from Las Vegas from the Gold Sheet, 11 to 11:30, and my buddy Mincy and I with our 5-pack of college picks at 10:30 and 10:45, and we'll Lock of the Week Friday presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments from Rufino's. Come on by for lunch. We open up at 11 a.m. over here on Highland Road.
Lock of the week, Football Friday. Oddfather.
Good luck, Mincy. No, not so much to you, Megan.
Oh, look at that voice. I love his voice so much, dude. All right, let's wrap up the show when we get back.
OTB, OT. Saints coverage, Chiefs, Cowboys, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday Night Football. From the opening kickoff to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, the NFL lives on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Do you know someone who sets a good example for all of us to follow? Someone who, without being asked, shows leadership, selflessness, and service to their community? We believe that's the definition of a good citizen, and so does Citizens Bank and Trust.
So, if you know someone that sounds like what Jordy was just describing, nominate them to be your good citizen, and they'll have a chance to win $500 from Citizens Bank and Trust. Plus, we'll mention him right here on the show. So go to citizensbankandtrust.com for more details and nominate your good citizen.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Hey, it's Kate Voisin. Join us Friday night at 6 for the Lake After Hours Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep School Board Show. Our guests include LHSA Executive Director Eddie Bonine, Denham Springs Head Football Coach Brett Beard, EA's Darnell Lee, and more. Friday night at 6, live from Walk-Ons in Town Center on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with T-Bob Hebert, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome in. What a fun Friday this was. Huge thank you to Benny Mintz. Huge thank you to Matthew Musso. Huge thank you to Danny Cardenas. Huge thank you to Outfather, to Megan Making Money, Triple M. I guess to Kalachi Kitchen and to City Cafe, who we love around here. Oh, yeah. Obviously, those are our guys. This is the finalized tier list. A lot of y'all wanted zebra cakes in the S tier, and ultimately it was Danny and Musso who shut you down.
Yep.
Yeah, Musso, what did you say? I think you said
I love them. They're great. I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
He said he cannot allow it.
I just can't do it.
And look, and I don't have a huge dog in this fight.
Go ahead, send your hate mail. I really don't care.
I unlike Dr. Sins, I am not a man of all the talents. I don't know everything about everything, and so I'll cede to his judgment. So this is the final list for today.
Honestly,
Tweet it out.
I would put oatmeal pies
in the S tier.
Yeah,
it's too late for this, Danny. It's too late.
I'm saying like instead of one of them.
Instead of fudge rounds, I agree. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You're gonna trigger. No, this is gonna fight. The list is set. The Degeneration Dome is set. I'll tweet out those picks in a minute as well. Thank you to everyone. Mints, have fun at Rufino's. Keep listening. Keep it locked on 104.5 Football Friday all day long. Holla at your boila. We'll see you on Monday.
OTB OT.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Here at the Big Squeezy, we continue to serve the Baton Rouge and Southeast Louisiana areas during these troubling times. We are dedicated to providing you healthy food items to help you live your best life. From our cold-pressed juices to our delicious smoothies, let the Big Squeezy keep you going. Stay active, stay happy, and let us help you stay healthy. Visit us at our locations and also inside of Alexander's and the Thurns grocery stores or online at thebigsqueezy.com.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This